Tigers reserve for round 13 of the Adelaide Footy League Division 1 season. Sometimes games need a little bit of help to be hyped, but that's not the case today. Grand finalists last year, contenders this year. This looks like a probable preview for a finals fixture come September. Also going the distance are great live stream sponsors. They include the Banner Crew, Buddy Bet 9 News, Sportal, Roll the Dice Racing, Archie Sandals, Programs to Fit, Dartfish, Sports Interactive, and the Moseley Bar and Kitchen. Coming up, it's defending champs, Port Districts, against the league leaders, Prince Alfred Old Collegians. Port have won their last 4 against the Redmen. Is this the day that Princes strike back? Thanks to Filming Footy, this is the Adelaide Footy League. The finals are coming up on the horizon. We've got 2 contenders. My name's Phil Hurd and joined by Tommy Javor. TJ, how excited are you for this encounter this afternoon?
Well, it's grand final rematch, mate. We've seen Port District 3 times, and we've seen 2 different types of Port Districts. A Port District that can beat PAC, that can beat Glenunga, and that can lose by 8 goals to Sacred Heart. So I'm not sure what to expect, Phil.
Does the fact that they only scored 1 goal last week mean that it's sort of they rebound stronger? Is that a football thing?
I'm not sure. I don't know what to read into that. It was 2 goals to 1, 7 minutes in the last quarter, as you articulately pointed out last week. It was one of those scraps, and the team got on top. I'm not sure if we can read too much into that. We'll call it is it called an aberration? Is that what it is?
A mulligan, I think they call it.
A mulligan. I think you'll see Port District score a lot more than 1 goal today, my friend.
And Prince Alfred, they're on top. You saw them a couple of weeks ago draw with Goodwood. That's probably the upset of the season, even if they didn't lose. Are there 2 Prince Alfreds, or was that their mulligan?
Well, they were playing water polo that day on a field that resembled a pool. It was heavy water everywhere, mud patches that didn't allow you to move the ball. Beautiful oval here at Port District today. Always tricky conditions, but I'd expect this is what that 12 to 10 goal game we've been looking for over the last few weeks.
Of course, we have our Buddy Bet and, of course, gamble responsibly with that. So we're going to keep it simple today, TJ. Who are you backing today?
I don't think Port District can get PAC for a 3rd time in a row. They beat him in the grand final. They beat him in the grand final rematch. Surely Craig Pitt and the Brains Trust of PAC have a little plan up their sleeve.
Well, it's actually 4 straight wins to Port District over Princes, and I'm going to go a 5th. So we'll see how that pans out as the game progresses. We'll be back with the teams, the lineups, and some footy action after the break.
Takes the lead in the Coolmore. Crone draws clean out from Mizzy. It's a Queensland victory. And a big payday for his owners, winning the English Millennium in a romp.
But Ayrton the class, and Ayrton won the Victoria Handicap.
But Mahuta goes all the way. Where again, Mahuta?
Taliqua, too classy for them. The Blue Star flashing beats the ball. A Blue Star gets up the win.
But it's all Globe, 100 metres to go. It's 6 lengths in front. This is an outstanding performance again. And Globe eased down, won the King's Coronation Cup in a canter.
mark, and they rely on their defence and their pressure to keep the opponent's score lower than theirs.
Interesting stat from last week. Across the two teams, they had 5 scoreless, as in no goals scored in a quarter. You wouldn't see that very often. Even the week before, when it was 4 goals to 2, you only saw 3 scoreless quarters. So
yeah, last week was a game that we won't forget in a hurry, maybe for not all the right reasons. Let's have a look at Port District and their team, because there are a couple of changes, including one late one after we put this up. So Adam Carroll will wear number 17. Harry Dwyer, number 17, is out, and coming in is Zach Rose, who'll be wearing number 40. What does that mean? Really 3 changes for Port District from last week's team. Matthew Liano's out, Ned Pilkington and Harry Dwyer are the other 2 omitted. Coming in, Adam Carroll, Harry Hawkins and Zach Rose.
we talked about aberrations, whatever the word was,
Mulligans.
or mulligans. It wasn't a bad game for Port District. It was a bad quarter. It was 2 goals to 1. They were 4 points down or whatever late in the last quarter, or early in the last quarter. So it's a bad quarter. They would have learned from it, and it would have stung them.
The game is over in the reserves, and they're adjusting the score as we speak. Earlier today it was Prince Alfred by 64 points in the C's, 15-5, 95 to 4-7-31. In the B's, it was again Prince Alfred by a pretty decent margin, this occasion 57 points, 13-6, 84 to 39-27. So PAC, both the B's and the C's, very accurate. Port District not. So let's flip it over and have a talk about the league leaders, PAC, who have done everything right since round 5. Their last loss was to Port District, and it's their only loss. They win today. They've actually beaten every team in the competition, would be the first to do so. You saw them 2 weeks ago, that draw against Goodwood Saints. We mentioned it in the pre-game. That was really a conditions thing you put that down to. It'll be different today.
Yeah, conditions, and like I think you might have asked me, or 3 people asked you, they have a chance to win the game. They kicked 2 goals 15 to 4 goals 3. They had 6 shots within 30 metres that you would normally just write down in the footy budget or whatever we've got these days, the Adelaide Footy League. But to be honest, I mean, when Hayden Jolly doesn't make the distance from 35 to win the game, it says a fair bit about the conditions. So it was horrendous. It was the night where it rained all night. It didn't rain so much during the day, although it did at times. But you look at, it's chalk and cheese. The ground today, while patchy, a bit like the old Rowan Smith hairdo, to quote a famous Port legend, and a bit patchy, but absolutely sensational for a winter's day here at Port District.
Yep, and the conditions, well, could be anything. We had blue sky, right now it's a bit overcast, not much in the way of breeze, but will something come later in the afternoon? I guess we'll find out, because there is some rain forecast, we just haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I thought it was 5 to 15. I didn't check it this morning, and if there is rain and it's not going to, if we could maybe keep it away from here, please, God, you know I've been good to you, send it to Old Trafford.
Yeah, yes. Send all the rain on the planet to Old Trafford.
Yes.
That's probably what it's going to take for the Aussies at the moment. Team lineup, here's something we haven't done all season, TJ. Not a single change to that lineup. For Princes, they tell me that's their first time they haven't had an unchanged side. We haven't seen it all season either. Yeah,
probably just missing those 2 key defenders in the team, but Wildman, he can play down back, and Curran, I think they're going to be crucial today, their roles. But it is a good-looking team, and people that listen to me would get sick of me saying those save 5 names that float through the middle, but gee, they're good. And up forward, you've got the dynamic duo of T-Bone and Juice, Jaden Davis and Tyson Braswell. Yeah,
between them, 66 goals so far this season.
Yes, both team of the year as well, team of the half year they were, and yeah, the thing is today, it's a nice day. It's a good day to clunk a few. It'll be a good lead-up day. No reason why they can't add to that tally.
Yep. So both teams are out warming up, as are our umpiring crew. Field umpires, Marek Carls and Paul Smitheram. Boundary, Guido Porcovo and Ben Ewan.
Ooh.
Robert Arrigo and Steve Martin will be waving the flags.
Perhaps a little controversy. Smitheram, as in former Port District's coach Rod Smitheram. I wonder if there's a relation. Ooh, just trying to great things. If I could just give a quick shout out, mate, if that's all right.
Oh, mate, we're here all day. Go for
beautiful, absolute legend of both clubs. That's right. Today they play for the Peter Carter Cup. Former member of the executive for many, many years, and Adelaide Footy League alumni. Peter is, of course, a Largs legend. He pays his $250 each year, and he's part of that mob over there, actually. Yeah. But he is PAC through and through. Obviously, okay. Part of the...
so he must find today a bit tricky then.
Well, he's PAC, but he's got a soft spot for Port District. He's actually up at he can't be here today, he's up at the the Fork Tree Brewery up at Carricalinga, where we've got our holiday houses. But he's been a long-time sponsor, benefactor, of course. He's part of the Coopers family.
Yep.
So and he loves his PAC. He always comes and says good day after the broadcast, and he watches us. If he said he'd be listening, so shout out to Peter. Have a great birthday. He's not doing bad. He's 80 today, so well done.
Oh, happy 80th. And well,
65.
he might well check us out a little bit during the course of the afternoon, if not the replay. So if you're watching, hope you have a great 80th. If you win the toss, because we're going to have that very shortly, who would you go with?
I've always found the right-hand side to be not only the scoring end, but the location of the Tommy Javor pocket. So
You have one here as well.
I have one here. Yep. But I didn't score too many here. I'll give you the hot tip. They don't let you get them easy down at Port District. But look, mate, to be honest with these two teams, no breeze apparent. I'd suggest you'll be able to score quite comfortably at both ends.
Okay, captain's coming in for the coin toss. TJ, I'll get you to keep an eye on that as I throw some games at you. So, of course, we did have our Buddy Bet selection. Actually, we'll come back to that in just a sec. Other games, Sacred Heart hosting Old Ignatians.
Sacred Heart by as much as they want to win by.
Yeah. Want a percentage builder? Here's their chance. Broadview and Brighton is massive.
Yes, this is the 12th man broken nose game. It's hard to pick. I would go, it's Broadview at home, isn't it?
Yeah, Broadview are at home at
Yes.
Tigerland.
So I do take Broadview with great hesitation.
Brighton bring the clash jumpers for that one.
And Lockie McNamara has won the toss, and as suggested, kicking to the right of screen. I believe it's your right of screen. Should be your right of screen now, or towards the southern end, I guess you'd call it.
Yep. So the teams that are based 5th to 9th are all playing, 5th to 8th are playing each other, which is pretty important in the setup of that 5th spot. We mentioned Broadview and Brighton. How about Goody Saints and Tea Tree Gully?
Yeah, this is necessity. Now, it's at Goodwood,
Yes.
isn't it? Which gives them a huge advantage, but you could only think their oval was going to be in better condition. Some of that mud would have baked up. This is just must win for Tea Tree Gully. They just must win. So I'm going to tip them on that theory. Oh, someone's just hit the top of the post. Unfortunately, we didn't catch it on camera. I have not seen that.
No, I have seen it occasionally.
bounced
It's very
straight
hard
back
to
up.
do. You think of the number of shots you would need to take to actually be able to do that.
Only took him one.
He took him one that he wasn't expecting. I'm going to think Goodwood Saints for that. Their last two home games, they beat Broadview and beat them easily.
Yep.
And then you saw them tie with the league leaders. And so conditions, well, at least, they'll be tricky, but they'll know them. And if they can, that will really tighten up the battle for 5th. This one shouldn't require too much discussion. St. Peter's Old Collegians and Glenunga.
Yeah. Don't like each other, these two teams. Although a lot of the players where that rivalry started from may have left St. Peter's. But Glenunga, they need to keep winning and winning well. I looked at their team this morning. It's strong. It will win.
They might be keeping an eye on this, hoping maybe Port District get up and then they can be league leaders tonight.
Just shifting Abe Davis down forward as well has been, I wouldn't call it a masterstroke. I've been expecting it all year. But
10 goals last week.
yeah, I'm not going to lie. Nathan and I still speak, and I had the conversation about someone else needs to go down there. And I'm not saying I said tried to take Abe Davis down there. I gave him a different name, but it paid dirt. But having said that, what about when Abe Davis is on Chris Curran? It's maybe a little different look then, isn't it?
It might be just a little bit different. And so that brings us to this game. Of course, we've got our Buddy Bet Port District, Prince Alfred Old Collegians. We've seen both teams. Look, you've said Prince Alfred. I love the fact they're unchanged. That's an anomaly at this level, but gives them, I guess, some stability, some confidence, coming off a pretty good win last week against Broadview.
Absolutely, mate. PAC tend to impress me in everything they do. Their loss was, of course, the one we saw where they were out-tackled and out-hunted. They're across that. This is going to be great, mate. Sometimes you say it best when you say nothing at all. The pictures will tell the story today. These two teams are going to crack in like the grand finalists should. And what I've noticed, mate, and I've picked it up now, I've seen Sacred Heart, and I only just formed this opinion. Of the top 4, they can all beat each other if they're on any given day. So if you're not on today, you lose. So whoever's on is going to win. They've both got too much quality floating through. Yeah,
and we expect maybe these two to meet sometime in September or even in September. Of course, Glenunga and Sacred Heart will be in that mix. And the 5th team, well, if they get past the elimination final, that would be quite unexpected, whoever that turns out to be. Alrighty, so we are pretty much set to go.
Man in the computer today, Phil, doing great things. Going to feed me some stats.
I'm going to feed you some stats. We're going to have scores around the ground.
Who's on the roof today?
We've got Liam, our cameraman. We've got
Liam.
James roaming the boundary for a while. We've got Hugo in production. He's done a great intro for us too, by the way. Also, our thanks, Banner Crew, 9 News, Buddy Bet, Sport, or Roll the Dice Racing, Archie's. TJ's brought his to give away at the end of the game. Programs to fit. Dartfish, Sports Interactive, the Moseley Bar and Kitchen, all part of our crew that's going to bring you this Division 1 game of the round. To get us underway, you're with Tommy Javor.
Usual suspects for PAC. It's Neil, Bradley, Jolly and McNamara doing battle with their Port District counterparts. Neil first tap down. Bradley at ground level, tackled immediately. The heat comes straight away. They feed it out though. Wildman, looks like Wildman might have been just floating through there. Quick kick, gets it down to half forward. Screamingly quick kick on the left forward. In best position and just dropping what he might have taken. Oh, and ball rushed through was Razzle Dazzle Brazzle. And a beautiful long quick kick there from Mitch Larson, just making it someone else's problem. As Port District come near side with the kick out, dangerous. Larson just chops it off with a golden fist that goes 25 into the barbecue area. And it'll be a ball in 40 metres around from the Prince Alfred goal.
And we can see, that's a pole that probably needs a little bit of rust work.
Kick out with a coat of paint, yeah.
Of course, they will be doing some renovations here shortly, which will be great to see. So, boundary throw-in one of the tennis club pockets, favouring the way that Prince Alfred, who won the toss, are going to. Bit of aerial ping-pong. Picked up, I reckon that's Gaffney, I know those boots. Kicks it down in front of the broadcast position where it's taken nicely by Curran.
Just, that next man in, isn't he?
It's the PAC defence versus the Port District attack that is possibly the weak spot for districts. As it goes with Heffernan, they're going to have to get creative how they get their goals, I think, this afternoon.
I think Heffernan might have used the Jedi mind trick on the umpire then. He didn't have first hands on that. Carry on, Phil.
Yeah, so they've Prince Alfred moving it, and the crew on the outer wing have come prepared. They brought the marquee this week, so come what may with the weather, they're set to go.
Yes, there'll be some real good witty banter coming from under that marquee as they go forward. Ball bobbles round. Again, plenty of pressure around the ball carrier. Gray with quick hands at ground level. Well worked. They're going the wrong way, though, but they'll find it out in the near side. Look for and find Zachy Hawkins.
Hawkins now heads to the northwest pocket. Port have some numbers here. It's worked from Gray back to Greg, back to Gray, inside 50 looking for Batty. Coming in is Pritchard. He'll lay a tackle in the end. It'll be a stoppage. The first inside 50 for Port District. The rain has arrived. The Brollies are up. Our sideline cameraman is scampering for some cover. And so, having said there may not be rain today, it only took 3 minutes for that to arrive.
How about that release handball there from Andrew Bradley to McNamara? Overlap run here. This is what they talked about doing. Gets in that man Trengrove, and they're out the back. Is that Ollie Clark? No, it is. Ollie Clark, he kicked 5 last week, I think. He lines up from 40, and that's how they get you. They get you in tight. And I'll tell you what, a lot of people won't credit this man for that goal, but that was Andrew Bradley's release handball to the running player that just cut it open. Beautiful football, PAC.
Yeah, there were 2 sets of really good hands there. You mentioned Bradley's at the start. Lucas Schultz, who knew he was going to get tackled, got the quick hand pass, and once he got rid of that, Ollie Clark was in plenty of position. He just had to finish the job, which he did for his 13th goal, coming off a 5-goal effort last week against Broadview.
Okay, in the middle, we've got Big Sam, this is for Port District, of course. Big Sam McKay, Sam Gray, that rhymes, which is really good. Mitch Gaffney, and looks like the Hef is back in there. It is the Hef. No, thanks for turning around. He's a good lad, the Hef. Been playing a lot of high half forward, but...
they all know they're on TV today.
Yep. The Stream Team game of the round. Neil again. Gee, gets up higher. Bradley down at ground level. Quick left foot kick. Gaffney in front. Positions. Gets an awkward bounce. Follows up, though. Big pack of players meeting it hard. Look like Brazzle from back, but they'll clear it. No, that's stolen from Heffernan to Trengrove. Trengrove looks sharp today. That's danger signs for Port District. Ground level here. Again, they come out. Davis, quick hands. Here's Clark again from the pocket. He couldn't, could he? He should centre it. He gets a quick release handball. The around the corner kick. Oh, behave yourself. Oh, Phil, they're on. They are on.
And that's Trengo from the pocket, I think, with the skillful kick.
Yeah, he's getting more high fives than Al Green. So, just going to Clark again from the pocket. And it was a beautiful finish, wasn't it? And he set it up with his release handball. And the delivery around the corner kick.
Had a look at the radar,
yourself.
TJ, and there is some rain coming. It'll be a little bit heavy for about 10 minutes.
They are
then a break, and then I think a fair bit of light stuff maybe for the rest of the afternoon. What does that mean? it means these early goals are possibly worth double. Early flyer for Prince Alfred. They're 2-1-13. Port District's all donuts on the Sportal scoreboard.
Yeah, looking good so far, aren't they? And Jordan Neal at the moment is jumping all over Sam McKay. And again, hands down to Bradley, to Trengo. Great smother. That's what they need, the pressure, but it spills back. Bradley again does a little Watusi. Gets it round, gets it long, makes it someone else's problem. Tough spell there for Lockie Gregg, but does well. Ball's bobbing around. Again, they look sharp today. Wildman just comes through at a rate of knots, and we're going to have a ball in repeat stoppage down in the forward pocket, 15 metres around from the goal. And one of the things I didn't mention, Adam Sylvie said, watch the start of our quarters. We've addressed it. Start of quarters have been slow. You won't see that today. Wish I had said it. Now it sounds like I'm making it up, but he did say it to me.
Well, the proof of that is always in the pudding, and Prince Alfred are off to a flyer. Just what Districts didn't need after their one-goal effort. They're going to have to beat last week's score to win this game already. So there's a shot off the pack and a first behind, and that was by
Jaden Davis on his left as well, 20 metres out.
He's got an early touch.
Yeah.
Sometimes for a forward, it's about actually getting to the ball.
Oh, he probably, if he had his time again, I reckon he kicked that 8 times out of 10, though. He just pulled it near side. It's come this way, Phil. You've got the camera, but I've got the live view here. Bobbing around from tackles, Pitt, he's in there. Probably underrated player, Pitt. A lot of his teammates get a lot of the plaudits, but he's always getting 20 to 30 touches and usually pretty effective.
Well, and he gets to control it, and we know playing coach can often be, it's a tricky one.
It sure is. I've done it a lot in my career, and I didn't do it well. So Bradley should have been holding the ball there. Umpire nothing doing, Rod Smitherin. Kicked ahead of me there was Wildman, running onto it, getting away with Sam McKay. His first touch, long and wide, makes it someone else's problem. It's a foot race. Gould, he's got plenty of pace, plenty of toe, needs to be clean. A couple of taps just pushing it forward, and we'll have a ball in. Attacking side for Port District, outer wing, and it's a pretty good game so far.
Yeah, Gould along with Niskahus, Cooper Gaffney, Sam Gray played every game last season and every game this season. So real stable influences for Port District.
Yeah. No need for panic just yet from Port District, though, but it's been a good start by PAC. Bobbing around volleyball style. Quick kick forward. Player positioning pretty well to control the drop of the ball and give the overlap handball. Davis caught out of position. Lays a quick tackle, though. Causes a turnover. Gets that left foot forward to Brazel. Best mates. The old T-bone and the juice, is it? No, it's not Brazel, but I'll tell you who it is. It is Brazel. Pardon me. I doubted myself. Javis just comes off. That is... You're saying that's Brazel's second. That's not his second.
No. I was giving you 22.
I thought you were giving me the fingers.
No, I was giving you a number. It's okay. My bad.
That's all right. It was Brazel's first. Again, just best mates. We talk about the T-bone and the juice, is it? No, it's not Brazel, but I'll tell you who it is.
That was almost
it is Brazel. Pardon me.
I've got the defender.
Doubted myself.
I'm going to do a little bit of a fade back, create some space enough to get the kick.
And, how much do you love that as a forward? I used to graze the square, sit in the cage a lot. And just get it down one-on-one. I don't care if it's high or low, or if you're good enough, you'll beat the player one-on-one. And, most forwards know where they are.
Kicked 50 goals for North Adelaide across reserves and league last year.
Was very unlucky to miss our grand final team. Very unlucky. His injury, I think.
Look, it's great for us. He's back.
And hasn't helped North. I'll give you the hot tip.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's an interesting change.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, District now, here's the problem. Port District are not built for offensive potency. As it's Sam McKay going with the kick towards the pocket, looking in the batty direction, who's taken the grab.
Well done. He did not have a good week, it's fair to say, last week, and this kick is a huge kick for him and for the game, I think.
Well, you could mould the entire forward grouping into that last week. 1 goal, 5.
And it wasn't a forward the kick to go, so.
Well, that's exactly right. The forwards were scoreless, and Districts need this. I just think that, look, if Prince Alfred get behind by a bit, they've got offensive firepower to come back. Just not sure if Districts do.
It's crucial they're within touch at half time, Phil, because we're going in for the platter. So.
Yep. So Batty comes in, 20 metres out, on the angle. He's kicked at that end plenty of times before. He's got his first, which is coming off a 3-goal game the last time that these two met. That is his 18th at league level. Sorry, his 16th at league level. Also kicked 15 in the Resi. So Batty comes in, 20 metres out.
The fundamentals, and you just see the replay. Everything was just spot on
plenty
there.
Of times before.
Momentum,
he's got
alignment,
his first,
ball drop, point of impact,
which
follow
is
through.
coming off
He didn't try and overkick it. Just got the basics right. and a lot of the time, the ball will take care of the rest.
Lovely little terrace here that we have to our left.
Yep.
Which is reasonably well protected by that fence, depending on where you go. There's a shed behind it that provides that protection.
Yeah.
So plenty of little spaces for people to watch footy around here. As Districts get a good clearance, this is Mitch Gaffney, the bouncing ball, finds Craig Pitt, hand passes tackle. This is what Districts needed in the tackle. Prince is off the ball. The turnover comes to Hawkins at ground level. That's coming into the game. Adam Carroll couldn't quite lay the tackle, and now it's by the scoreboard. Cooper Gaffney's come up a long way. He's found his target, though, inside 50. Shepherd has it.
Yes, good Shepherd. Shout out as well to Harry Hawkins there. His first touch sort of set that play up. Our former commentary partner, he came in and gave us a quarter.
Yeah.
Last time, it was at Port District in Glenunga, I think it was. He was fantastic as well. So much insight.
Low scoring game too from memory. We needed plenty of insight that quarter. This to make it 2 in a row for Districts.
Had the Tim Ginniver skip, didn't he?
Well, won't get the distance. Will fall to the front of the pack and spill out of bounds, or it'll be a throw in. So Shepherd and Batty are the 2 leading goal scorers for Districts. Batty with 15, Shepherd with 16.
You see the Prince's forwards, as you'd expect him to do, one pushing up quite high, about 60 metres from the ball. He's just coming back a bit now, Brazel, but Port District's setting up 2 behind the ball, but they will push up, I'm told. They will push up and meet their players.
They're almost at the halfway line now.
Port District, quick snap by Batty again. He's caught fire, the little fella. Oh, he's a chunky monkey, but he can play all right. Don't worry about it. He knows where they are. That's his second, Phil. And Port District's second. And we've got a bit of a game on our hands.
We have the forward conversion so far from
Port
both
District,
sides.
quick snap by Batty again. He's caught fire, the little fella.
Which means we can put last week's score to bed. District fans probably sick of us mentioning it. They're 2 straight 12. Just the 8 points behind Prince Alfred now, the margin back. Well, to something manageable in single figures.
Prince Alfred have bettered their goal score from 2 weeks ago, so it's all happening. McKay won the last tap here beautifully. You mentioned, I think Gaffney was the recipient, just swinging around the back. So McKay, it's how important these ruck taps are with the midfield that they've got. This time it's probably held there, McNamara, but does enough to cause a turnover. Gaffney in defence there. Doesn't panic, gets a handball, bounces fortuitously, looks for and finds 34. That's Dean Hoff. Didn't mind his game last week. Thought he was a good battler. Pushes to half forward. True centre half forward position. Running back might be Carpenter, is it? Quick kick, ugly kick, but Gray's at ground level. Danger lurking. Wildman tries to break, and he does enough to get through. Doesn't get the 1-2 back, and it spills to Shepherd. Shepherd, an awkward looking kick. Curran furthest back should clean up, and he just rushes it to a mate, and PAC should clear.
One thing I have noticed is that the forward pressure put on by Port District so far has been good. Example there, the tackle by Batty. Princes eventually will get a clearance momentarily, but again, more black than red. It's going to be a push. Will go the way of the red men.
And that just pays to what Adam Silver was saying. They are going to push up, push up, push up. If you get us at the back, that's fine, but we're not going to give you the chance to run and control the ball.
Sits now with Ollie Clark, who kicked the opening goal early days of this game.
Danger. Beautiful kick. There's no danger when you lace it like that to Tringove.
He's got a run-up in Mackenzie Slee, who is found himself on the turf after the kick. This should be downfield, I would suspect. And the ball landed about 50, so this is Brazel, I suspect.
I think he's right on the 50, isn't he? So he's going to kick from about 45, and he's a league footballer. Maybe even about 45 he'll kick from. It shouldn't cause him too many problems.
Yeah, that's the... Already got the one and has 32 goals from 8 in a big games.
Yeah, 4 goals a game. Handy.
Yeah, very, very slow. That's a walk-up, not a run-up. He swings to the left. Will it come back? Where's this ball? I'll tell you what, he might have just snuck it in. No, he didn't.
Look good off the boot, but just faded a little bit. I thought it was going to come back, but... wasn't to be, Phil.
Prince Alfred. Old Collisions, they're 3-3-21. Port District are 2 straight 12. We've gone 14 minutes of the first quarter.
Yes. Port District come near side to us. Long and wide. Big. Well done, Brazel. Just does the forward work, then gets back and does the defensive forward work, creating a repeat stoppage around about the 50-metre mark around from their goal. We asked for a 12 to 10, Phil, and I reckon we might get it today.
As in goals scored?
Yes.
Yep. Well, five goals in 14 minutes is what, 3 minutes a goal? Multiply that by
I wouldn't use that theory. But, yeah, there'll be some points where it just quietens down a bit, but it's been a lively start, that's for sure. Quick tackle. Follow up there, that was...
Garrels.
Oh, yep, Joshua Garrels. And he kicks it straight across the face and gives away a free kick. Probably not his greatest moments. We just look at the benches there. Josh Ramsey sitting nice and calm, sitting with a figure 4 leg stance. They're a good group here at Port District. They make you feel so welcome. Credit where it's due.
Tommy Smush with the kick in. One thing we're seeing a lot is a lot of work by the forward 50s to create the turnover, and a lot of goals have come from that.
A lot of free
There's your
kicks.
scoreboard. We've got 5 kids on the scoreboard today. I think the record's about 8. As Mitch Wicks's kick, well, that won't register.
No, that was it was Jolly kicking it out in the full.
That wasn't
There
Jolly.
goes your 84%, Giles.
Far. That can't be.
Yeah. Apparently he's had some big offers, Giles, but will never leave PAC. Absolutely loves it, I'm told. So good on him.
He just loves the beanies he picks up from us.
I tried one of those beanies on there. Quite a small fit, or maybe I've just got a large head.
They come in different sizes, but yes, the small batch do. Nice. It is snug.
Yeah, that's why I had to have a headache tablet. But great beanie. All my head was warm.
Yep.
Ball in there. Just forward of the attacking side for PAC, but it's 1. Well done there. That's Gould. Jana Hambles to Gaffney. That beautiful left foot tends not to miss. Makes a liar of me, as they often do, but it was a really nice flying mark there. No, it is a free kick against, I don't know if it's against Oscar Clark, but he took a good mark. That rhymes.
All right, so it's with District. Coming in board, back to Zach Hawkins. They're trying to find the other side to bring it, but Princes have marked it up pretty well. So they're back where they started, in front of the crew with the marquee. Of course, the Port Adelaide AFL side playing later on today.
Count the pair.
So you can probably, unless you've got some sort of special pre-game function, probably watch this one in its entirety, catch a train just behind the oval here and get to Adelaide Oval in plenty of time for that encounter.
You know, people do have cars in Port Adelaide too. They can just drive in.
Yeah, parking around Adelaide Oval is not fun. I always catch a train in. Much prefer. Anyway, back to this one. Kick down the wing towards the broadcast spot. Nice lead. Well, probably should have taken that. Worried out of it. In the end, as Davidson was the one who worried out Chris Curran. Don't see him miss too many marks, but no damage done. He's got the free.
The cuz. He'd be happy he doesn't have to shave his legs anymore. No, he's not.
Okay.
Oh, it's a pain in the butt. Anyway.
I don't think you're digging yourself out of it, TJ.
It was a football-related thing. It wasn't a personal thing. Anyway, so Pitt went across. Quite nice kick to Macaulay. Macaulay to the run and gun of Paddy Singleton. And Paddy doesn't kick the ball well. Causes a turnover. Should be Port District. No, but they work it at ground level there. Again, that was, it might have been, looked like it was Trengrove maybe, getting it on.
No. It's on!
Oh, is it on in front of the Largs legend? Get the binos out. You watch the fight, I'll watch the footy.
Okay. Well, right now it's 2-2. Now Prince's come in. Sam Gray comes in. Of course, he was involved in a couple of verbal altercations.
It's a yellow card. Someone's gone. Might be Mackenzie Slee. It is Mackenzie Slee, I reckon.
Yeah.
And he's not alone. Mackenzie Slee and the young fella with the ink.
That's not Shepherd, is it?
Might be. Mackenzie Slee and Shepherd. They made acquaintances, and there was just a smidgen of Wakeland versus
Lynch and part of the go. Yeah, so this is almost like hockey where they go and sit in their respective.
Oh, they come right next to each other. They say, "Thanks, that was good fun."
Because they've got to come off the interchange case.
So both replaceable.
Maybe they need an escort when they do that.
You mean someone taking them from the ground, don't you?
Correct. Yes,
okay.
An umpire escort to make sure they don't continue the festivities. The kick, meanwhile, has missed after all of that. So District are in this game courtesy of 2 straight shots. You can see there a decent crowd here in the club rooms. 10 goal goal. 10-point lead for Prince's 19 gone.
Seeing dead people, Phil.
Yeah.
3-4 plays, 2 goals. Port District doing well. Not obviously a lot less inside 50s, but they've just done enough. And maybe, Phil, you did ask me, is that the scoring end? Well, Port District be hopeful that it is.
Well, the one flag or windsock is Adelaide Brighton Cement, which is about a kilometre away by the Port River, and that is blowing to the right of screen.
That's a flag, I think, not a windsock.
The flag, so.
Yeah.
One indication of breeze. And, of course, more importantly, the smoke coming out of the stack at the top
That's probably the better.
is blowing to the right of screen.
At about a 45 degrees.
Yep.
Yeah. Ball in here, just a couple of stoppages of play. Sorry, we got sidetracked by Adelaide Brighton Cement. Quick kick again though, but PAC have probably got position here. They're sitting back behind the ball, and he comes in board. Wildman, oh baby, he's a Wildman. Gives it. Oh, Pritchard coughs it up, but they've got the numbers behind the ball. Looks like the coach Pitt there gets it going forward. Big contest right in front of us. Ground level. Curran drops what he might have taken.
That's 2.
And good. That probably a nice little postage stamp of the day. Good tough contest there too. Balls wrecking in, trying to grab the ball. The balls were grabbing the ball. Yeah, I know what I meant. In my head it sounded better. Okay, Neil and McKay. Oh, so it's not McKay.
Was Heffernan in the ruck, which is...
Nah, Heffernan came in after. It was the fellow with the mullet. It was, pardon me, it was the Zach Rose who's come in.
Oh, right, hence why we got no idea.
And 25 against Heffernan, I believe. Sorry to jump over you there,
that's all right,
mate. And that's going to put Neil within... And he's run past him. It's not AFL, though. You can't play on there, mate. You've got to go over your mark. Too far out to score for the ruckman, I'd suggest. He'll be kicking from 52. And he gives the handball to the coach and says, there you go, coach. He just puts it right up into the goal square. They fly, and it's all Port District back there. Shmoosh goes, shmoosh, and concedes a point.
Yeah, suffice to say, I reckon Prince Alfred might want to be further in front. They've certainly had far better field position in the first 21 minutes of this game. They've got the breeze, what there is of it, in this first quarter. They've had 8 scoring shots to 2, but only the 11-point lead.
Huge upset on the cards in the AFL with Hawthorn by 21 points and over Richmond. That could cost them their finals. We'll come back to that. And good mark taken there by Port District. In the other game, it's tight. Carlton 79, the Eagles 9. Early.
Yes, hello to Mrs. Hurden, who I know won't be watching this because she's watching her beloved Carlton smash the Eagles at the moment.
Well, she's had a rough few years, hasn't she?
Well, she's 27. She's been married to me, so that, yeah, it's plenty. Port District have it. It sits with Passaniti, who finds a target. This is Nuskahus.
Yeah, I haven't called his name too many times. Gray. They've taken just a semblance of control here. Again, just little things. The way Oliver Clark manned the mark and cut that angle off there.
And I like the idea that Port District, having given up a lot of field position to Princes, are now saying, well, we're going to have the ball and we're just going to control things for a bit.
Yeah, Passaniti. Let's get if it looks like Gould, is it? No, it's Zach Hawkins, maybe?
Yes.
Yeah, the fact that they just yelled Zach helped.
Well, there's 2 out there now. Zach Rose as well. Don't be too confused.
Both got brothers as well. They've played for Port District. And this is where they hurt you. Come back the other way. Brazel strong. Good spoil there. Really good play there by Ferns. Liked his game last week as well. Following up his Brazel. Oh, the hit and hope handball doesn't work and it comes in the hands of Lockie Gregg. Kicks it right towards the commentary area. It's coming at me. No.
Just want to say that's out on the full will be Princess Border correct. But that work by Zach Rose was pretty good. Brazel was trying to entice a holding the man tackle, and Zach Rose wasn't biting on that occasion. As Pitt goes downfield, finds a target. This is Brazel again, who's been active.
Most dominant forward on the ground, you'd suggest, apart from Batty at the other end, maybe taking his chances. They go long. Good spoil there. Gould will come in. He'll lead to the ball. He's tackled immediately. Might not have had it. And the umpire says, you know what, Tommy Javor, you're spot on. Have a free kick, Benny Gould.
Always good when your decision lines up with the umpire.
Yeah, it's always good when they make sense.
A lot of it is not the umpire's issue. It's the
rules and interpretations.
No. It's often just a different angle that you're seeing the play.
Yeah, this is true. Of course.
What we see, they don't. What they see, we don't.
I think every umpire would benefit from not watching Friday night footy as well.
Yes. Yes, not getting the AFL rule of the week and trying it here. Different level of competition. And therefore needing different umpiring, which we get. Alrighty, here comes Port District. They're on a tear now.
They're out. Heffernan.
It's an open forward high kick. Plenty of time for Districts to get some defenders back. Sam McKay leads the race. Now it ends up with Tommy Gray. He goes back only as far as Trengove, and Prince Alfred, after a little bit of,
Free kick
panic
downfield again.
maybe, to clear it to Jolly, who gets a good shepherd, not sure totally legal, Gray going to the turf. Back in board now to Schulz. He had it, he lost it. Zach Rose comes in to force it in.
It's got hot. It's got a little bit hot.
Holding the ball.
Oh.
Well done by the late inclusion. Haven't been able to find the information about him in the 5 minutes I had to do so.
I think he might be Matty Rose's brother, but I could be wrong.
Yep, he goes into the pocket. One of 2 tennis club pockets. Princes are claiming it, not paid. Under pressure was Macaulay. Throw in.
We just go back a bit. Trent Heffernan, they had the overlap, they had the play. The high, wide left-footed kick would have worked, except it was Sam McKay who was the loose man running on.
Yes.
Probably arguably the slowest or one of the slower guys. And now having a shot from the pocket is that man, Trent Heffernan, isn't it? Yep. It is. So he's been in a lot.
Great timing.
Yeah. So the idea was good, execution not ideal, and awareness of who the player was running forward. If he had his time again, maybe slow it up and hit him up. If it was a faster player, would have worked. He's probably had a shot from here before. It's going to be a tough one, though. Looks like it's right there, and they just spoil it over there. Shades of Lear. Round 4.
So first miss for Districts. Margin back to 10 points, which, given the breeze, makes it for mine a pretty even quarter. We'll know for sure after
given
Districts
the
have
smoke
had a turn to bat,
Yeah.
so to speak. Come from behind. That was by Davis, who's a long way up. Davidson with the tackle.
Just clarifying, it's not his son, but
No.
a different name. Davidson. Davis. Anyway, we carry on. Neil at ground level.
We do.
Quick, looks for a quick handball. Running forward at pace. Well done. Well played, Davis. Should get it. No, just overcooks the handball. Gaffney in hot pursuit. Oh!
Jeez.
That's a little... And he's saying throw it in. I reckon, and I mean, it was right in front of us. I couldn't see. Probably a little unlucky not to get a free kick there, Cooper Gaffney.
Yes, sir. Well, we talked about angles. We didn't see Cooper Gaffney's back. We just saw...
He didn't push himself in the back, though.
His head, which for a moment that was going to come headlong through our window.
Neil's been good. Maybe I've got this slug. Oh, pulled off the ball.
Umpire saw that.
Umpire called that a sling.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
I think right team signal.
I posed it as a question. I should just make statements. Umpire called that a sling.
Yes. It's your tone, TJ.
Gaffney overlap. Carpini to the pocket. Yeah, it's no good. Let's be honest, that's not a good kick. Luke McCauley mops up, and they'll come far side now, Phil Herden.
Yeah, so District just having their 5 minutes of their purple patch here. Have only put 1 point on the board. If they get a goal here, it's almost their moral win for the quarter. 27 gone, quarter time is imminent. It is a 10-point Prince Alfred lead at the moment, which for mine makes it pretty even, Stevens. And the scoreboard count now is up to 6 kids.
Yeah, and, if we just back it up, their moral win. Have you got a moral trophy case, Phil?
No, look, it's only something you can say after a first quarter going into a breeze. After halftime, it doesn't really matter.
It's a bit like horseshoes and hand grenades, I think, mate. It's, I'm not sure about that one, but... We carry on. They've looked good at the contest PAC today. There's Jolly. Jolly's been a bit quiet today, but they're quick hands. Doesn't take too much for it to get him in the game. And it's bobbing around and it's hot in there. There's no doubt. And again, it's another sling's been paid. I think it might be Benny Gould getting up at the bottom. I'm just guessing because it's a smaller fella. It is Benny Gould.
27 and a half minutes gone of the first quarter.
Couldn't be long to go.
Kicks it into, the scoreboard area, which is Mitch Gaffney's got it. He's too far out to score. He's going to send it in from the attacking edge of the centre square. Pretty much to the hot spot. 20 out. There was a good clunk from behind, but there was a push to create that space. It will be Prince Alfred with the ball. Let's see if they just try and keep possession and see out this quarter.
Based on your theory that the scoring ends to the right, Phil, I think... Well, I do keep rolling into you in this chair, so maybe there is a slight gradient.
Is there a hill here as well? No, it's just the way our van's set up.
Okay. Beautiful dartfish van here, just calling all the play. Great flyer there. It might be Clark. Is it? It is Clark.
Which one?
Oliver, I reckon. Brazel just uses his body. Umpire says that's fine. Gould working back again. Drops it but gets it back. Looks for and finds Lockie Gregg. They should come near side. They hit the 45. Carpeney. Just getting a few link-up plays here going. Oh, that's an ugly kick. That's under 9 stuff, that one. He wishes he'd have that one again. Jolly's more hands than foot today. They're shutting Jolly down quickly, but he does get the hands. Gets it going forward at the back there. It's all Mitch Larson. Just pick it up, Mitch. Oh, bang! That one's rattled his ancestors. Zach Hawkins put his head over the ball. Well done, son. Both players' eyes for the ball. I reckon that might have got him high, though, but that is one hell of a contest for Worden.
We talked about a tunnelling free. Does that include when you go head first?
That is tough contact. I don't know if we're going to get a replay. We can't because the ball's going to go straight up. But
we'll save that. That could almost be a play of the day without a score or a mark taking.
Well, he's saved to goal. Yeah, absolutely saved to goal. He's put his body on the line. If the siren goes now... Jolly down quickly, but he does get the hands. He is absolutely. I mean, Mitch Larson just had to pick it up. Mitch Larson. He came from nowhere like a thief in the night and just got low. That one's rattled his ancestors.
And Zach for the effort. Not that there was anything untoward about it. That's just a collision.
When that's not allowed to happen in footy, that's when I'm done. Yeah. So, good kick, dangerous, but well worked in the end. Smush. Smushy as they call him. I have to go off the TV because a lot of people in front of me in my line of vision.
Yep. A lot of pink and maroon there.
And we've gone 30 minutes in this one, Phil.
Yep. For a 5-goal quarter. There it is.
Right,
as expected, the quarter time siren. And we've got ourselves a pretty interesting footy game. And that play by Zach Hawkins, I think, demonstrates the desperation of both sides. The way they're both going at it. It's a contest. But it's Prince Alfred leading by 10 points at the quarter time. Hope you're enjoying the Adelaide Footy League. Thanks to Filming Footy.
Teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner. A stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable, so basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
Welcome back. You can see pretty animated discussion in the Prince Alfred huddles, but also TJ in the background there.
Oh.
Some pretty dark clouds coming our way.
Precipitation is imminent. It's going to rain, people.
So next 10 minutes or so. Just while I wrap up and check a couple of quick scores around the grounds, TJ, who have you got as best players for both sides?
I'll do some goal kicking as well because it shouldn't take too long. Trengrove Clark of the Oliver variety and Tyson Brazel for PAC. Both goals coming from James Batty for Port District. That probably gets him in the best players for Port District with Heffern and Gould and Gaffney. For PAC, Neil the dominant big man, Brazel the dominant forward, Pitt quite good, Oliver Clark and Trengrove doing Trengrove things.
All right, he got some scores around the grounds. A couple as expected, a couple not as expected. Glenunga St Peters, it's 39-8 Glenunga.
Yep.
Rams up by 31, that's quarter time. Broadview and Brighton, it's 32-21, that's Broadview by 11.
Yes.
Goody Saints and Tea Tree Gully, 33-16 Goodwood. The Saints leading by 17.
Clearly it's going to be a lot higher scoring though than previous weeks.
Well, I think they've already got there already. And Sacred Heart and Old Ignatians, 25-minute mark first quarter, it's 8-6.
Who's way?
Sacred Heart by 2.
Yeah. That will break open.
But one thing we do know, Old Ignatians can be competitive early, but their final quarters, the game we did and subsequent previous to, haven't been that crash hot.
They're piss poor.
That's a different way of describing it.
It's accurate.
We are getting a 7-second delay button at some point. All right.
Hey, I listened to Triple M on the way in, and they're a lot worse than me.
Did I tell you I worked for Triple M once?
Did you? They
We
like
did a
football.
boundary rider. Can you imagine me as a boundary rider?
Yeah, I'm sure you'd be very good.
It was fascinating.
I can't help but slide into you, Phil.
That's it. Well, I say, you should get closer. Well, just lift your feet up and we'll be right here. Very entertaining first quarter. I want to see what Port District can do with the breeze at their back, trailing just by 10 points. 8 scoring shots to 3, but just the 10-point lead. Both teams in their huddles have dispersed, and the crowd has made their way off of Largs Reserve. Let's get our show on the road. The second quarter, you're with Tommy Javor.
And the big fellas will meet. Can he get a bit of a sensey back? We're talking about the big fella from Port District. No, he doesn't. That's Sam McKay. It was Neil straight down. Beautiful play. Bradley looks forward. Doesn't find Trengrove down forward. A good tackle there on Oliver Clark. They've tightened up a bit there. That was Lockie Gregg. And it is indeed a free kick to Lockie Gregg, rewarding that tackle who come near side. Two Port players confuse each other a little bit.
Liam Ferns, I think.
No, Louis Sharrett as well. We've just lost our pitches there.
That's okay.
And inboard, working around Bradley. He's been in, I put him in the best players, but he was also very good in the first quarter. Goes long, straight towards goal. They'll fly, big fly there, looked like Clark. But at ground level, Port District clear quickly, running back where, Angels fear to tread. Well done there, the Port District player. And just knocks it on and gets it going Benny Gould's way. He'll fly, that beautiful left foot goes long. Gray down four, that's the Tom version. Is it? It is. He'll swing inboard now, but they have to wait for him to push down. Looks for Batty, he's on the fly. The Batman. And he doesn't quite make it work.
So it's Prince Alfred on the rebound now, but running straight into Tommy Gray and straight over the boundary line, which is the only thing that I reckon saved that Prince Alfred runner. No, it's going to actually throw it to the boundary umpire. I thought for a sec it was going to be a free kick to Port District. The tackle deserved it. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah, it's good.
Throw in. It's McKay versus Neil, probably Neil again. Clearance to Prince Alfred. Bouncing ball, though, over the head of Perks. They've still got some numbers, though. Ends up with Trengrove on the end of it, and Brazel leads in the end. Liam Ferns, I think, gave up on the chase on that occasion. Brazel centres the ball. Trengrove, who started this, looking to finish it now with the... Well, he doesn't. He sights up with some great teamwork. His teammate and Ollie Clark, who's marked in Carlton territory. Clark has... 2?
I did the fill. I put the 2 fingers up for you.
So he has 2?
No, this will be his second.
Okay. So
isn't that how you do it?
Yeah, when he's kicked it.
Oh, he's going to kick it. He's in the goal square,
So
Phil.
it's 1 right now, and then he kicks it, and then it's 2. And you really don't want to see the signals we're giving each other in the box right now. Ollie Clark with the shot. Okay, TJ, go for it. Thank you. 2 goals it is for Ollie Clark.
I'm like the work experience kid right now.
That's an important goal into the breeze to get things underway. Princes, you mentioned they'd worked on their starts. Let's see the signal for each other in the box right now. Ollie Clark
Upset
with
of
the
the
shot.
year brewing in the sample as well.
Okay, TJ, go for it.
West Adelaide.
Thank you. 2
at the
goals
9-minute mark of the
it
second
is
quarter.
for Ollie Clark.
14. Glenelg, 3 points. Rain due to hit at Stratorama any minute.
In fact, it might hit Stratorama just before it hits us, and it's not far away from hitting us. That front, it's already hit, should have already hit Glenelg at this point, looking at the radar map. And it's getting very dark here. Lights are not on, and it's going to be one of those situations soon where it's much brighter on your camera than it is in front of our eyes. TJ.
Sam Gray follows up after the Kung Fu Panda kick and gets it forward with a follow-up there. Both players came, I've not seen it. Both players came through and tried to kick you out of mid-air. Both had Aries, which is always awkward, but Sam Gray, good follow-up. Gets it down to the teeth, 40 metres out, Port District's end. They need the next one. Neil, left-hander Malachi, lovely touch there, but Port District fighting at ground level. Quick kick forward. Does it bounce? No. Oh, Passaniti nearly got one to bobble over. They'll get another go at it. Will they? No. McNamara, who just makes it someone else's problem. Big push in the back there. The umpire makes
No, it's not. I don't think it's Sam Gray. No, it's not. It is
Passaniti.
No, it's
Carpini. It was one of those strong-bodied smalls.
Yeah, Carpini, of course, who kicked. Might be a trivial.
Don't say it, Phil. We can't keep saying it. There, we've got luncheon. We've got luncheon in there in 5 minutes.
So we don't
keep mentioning this one goal they kicked.
We don't want them to withdraw our platter.
No. That's all right.
Because we don't get platters that often.
No, this is the bet. They look after us better than else.
Carpini comes in from the edge of 50. The kick is to the right and a miss.
Did you just realise how close I was sitting next to you?
Hello.
They opened the door and the wind pushed me down the hill.
Oh, that's right. Blame the wind.
I'm barely a feather of a man.
These chairs have brakes on them.
Jolly comes near side, takes his 10, kicks to Brazel. He's a long way down as it just looks like the mist is starting to kick in. Look at that cloud.
I tell you, I'm going to have to put a couple of requests to John. We just for the record, we're borrowing the van from the Hills Football League today.
Yep.
Which has a couple of nice little things to it, including some lovely racing chairs.
Free kick off the ball. I don't know who it's going to go now. Looked like Batty dropped his PAC opponent, but apparently he didn't because he's got a free kick.
Yeah.
And the PAC opponent, who might be Pritchard, it's hard to tell from here, is not happy. But Batty will line up for his third. And again, this is where the club rooms are. This is where they'd practice from all the time. And this just happens to be, Phil, this happens to be the Tommy Javor pocket.
This is the Tommy Javor pocket. Okay.
Kicked a nice one from here once.
The one closest to the bar. If you were asking me to guess, I would have selected
Doesn't require a lot to become the Tommy Javor pocket. Just the one will get you there.
So what did you do here, very quickly?
Oh, it's stuff almost. Kicked a goal once.
Okay.
They're really good at Port District. And, he stuck it in. It looked like it was missing near side, didn't it? That's his third. Yeah. If you peel that, that's a great effort by Batty. And I tell you what, Footy's a funny game. He's gone from kicking 7 one week to not getting a touch the next and 3 in the first half. It really good. It looks near side. It looks near side the whole way. Yeah. It just draws or fades. It looked like it was missing near side.
Coming across, not just. And I'm looking.
Well, the smoke has changed direction, my friend.
Yes, it has. And this is why you win the toss and kick with the breeze.
It has changed direction
because, and we don't get the east to west version of this breeze. We're just looking at it north to south, but that flag is flying in the opposite direction the way Prince Alfred are going, which makes that goal even more important. Neil with the tap down to Sam Gray. He gets a nice little help from Carpini with the shepherd, kicks it towards the, what do you call them, the Largs legends out there on the outer side. where it's a bit of a scuffle developing. Still a loose footy, though. Pitt goes down, gets the hard ball, gets it onto Mitch Weeks through the hands of McNamara. Back to McNamara now, under immense pressure. There's black jumpers flying all over the place. They're just swarming. They've got the ball. Off of Prince's. Harry Hawkins was in there. Reckon this is Cooper Gaffney. Can he have a shot at goal? No, he won't. He'll go into the pocket. He'll find a teammate who'll wheel around at the arc of 50. To the hot spot we go, looking and finding Passaniti.
Yep.
And we may just see a Port District player, not called James Batty, get on the score sheet.
This will really tell us a little bit more about the breeze, Phil. I think it might be pushing across as much as it's pushing up.
I concur.
But I think this is very much almost just outside the right post as we're looking at it.
I reckon it's a southwest to northeast breeze. And this is pretty much a north-south ground here at Largs.
Lines up, deliberate approach, 40 metres out. He starts it out to the right. It does swing it back. And look, tomorrow it's going to be, all you can say is that's a beautiful shot for goal.
Yep.
It didn't look right, but it's in the budget now. It's a goal.
Well, he knew that breeze. He could feel it out there, obviously, and he went to the right. We just had enough.
Let's look at the replay. He starts this well
approach,
right.
40
minutes.
Well
he starts it out
just
to the right. It does swing it back, and there's no doubt there's some breeze, and the local knowledge. Tomorrow it's going to be, all you can say is that's a beautiful shot for goal. In 4 points, Phil.
Yeah, Chris Curran. Desperate effort on the line. Not quite enough. So, Prince has got the first goal of this second quarter. Port District have got the last two, as Tommy Javor mentioned. A 4-point footy game. We are 9 minutes into this second quarter.
Clark versus Rose. Ball bobbles back, and Gray's had a few clearances this quarter. Sam Gray's looked better. Quiet first quarter. Ball will spill though. PAC there. Chain of handballs. It involved was Oscar Clark, Macaulay. And PAC, no, it's a free kick to Port, is it? It is. I missed that, Phil. Sorry.
You, me both, but Shepherd has it.
And again, he'll kick from just inside 50 to start at right post. He's going to take his best kick. And Jordan Neal just playing goalkeeper right on the line here with no one against him.
He's almost kicking right into it, I reckon.
Yeah.
I just think you maybe have a pole on the way when it come down for a better look.
Kicks from 51, gives it a big ride, but it'll just pull it to the right as we expected it might. He's going to have to start that. He'd have to kick that 55 to 60, starting it to the right of that goalpost. And Jolly will come down to do the kick-in duties.
He wastes no time. I get the feeling with this win we're going to see a lot of play on that outer side. We're going to rely on Liam, our cameraman, a fair bit. Jolly's kick's found a target, but the kick that flows on from that only as far as Zach Hawkins, who provided the highlight of the game so far with his goal-denying, Shepherd tackle of Larson. Look at the breeze, put that up in the air.
Yeah.
Port District are not kicking with the breeze. Whatever direction it's going, it ain't going the way Port District are kicking.
Jolly's kick out hit the wing.
Yeah.
What I will say is they've done incredibly well this quarter to be leading the quarter, 2-1.
Yep.
So, of course, we have hit the, not even the 11-minute mark yet, so...
This is Mackenzie Slee, who waited a little bit long. Batty's got up to have a bit of a run on centre wing. Is he going to charge up? Sammy Gray's kick maybe missed the target. It's back to Slee. His hand pass of Trengove missed the target. Slee's getting a lot of possession and not a lot of result from that. It's going to end up a stoppage. I love the way that Port District, given half a chance, swarm and create the stoppage. It's going to give them half a chance to win this ball game.
There's Harry Hawkins there. He won't get a stat, but lots of pressure in there. Just pressure, our former co-commentator. Quick kick, Carpenter. That is all PAC back there. They should gobble this one up, and they do in Luke Macaulay.
Interesting, Zach Rose, who was the late in for Harry Dwyer, is that backup ruck going with Neil at the moment. That should give Prince Alfred a decided advantage.
Yeah, it's definitely going to the left of screen and across, because that ball has just flown over to the old Port roofing sign.
But see, the trick is, do you bring it slowly to this side so that you're heading to goal with the breeze?
Well, the effective shots have come from this side, haven't they?
Yeah.
So that's kind of going to be the dead pocket down there, but they've looked for and find Heffernan, lead up mark. He's too far out to score based on what we've seen so far. On a still day, he could kick this, but he's going to have to start at 5 metres to the right of the goals, and that requires a huge amount of distance to be made up.
I'm not sure anyone's told him that, given the body language.
Neil again playing goalkeeper as well, adding the extra couple of metres. It's kicking for 49, gives it a big ride, and it's the same old story. It's I'm no genius, Phil, but you can kind of see what's going to happen, really.
Maybe, TJ, but you know your football.
Well, I've been to a couple of games.
Yeah. So, in essence, they're the ones that drove you a little bit nuts as a coach because you're not going to get the distance. You're going to fall just short. It's going to be knocked through time and time again. And now it's one way to catch up, 4-5 to what I think is now 4-3. The margin, was it 4-6 to 4-3?
4-5.
We've got a slight...
Oh, sorry. Yep,
We've got a slight point differential. 4-5, okay.
We're correct, you're not. That's what we're saying. That's what I say to my kids all the time. You're wrong, kids.
Yeah, you're wrong.
I am your father.
No rhyme or reason, just because I said so.
Yeah. Jolly.
Jolly, open again.
Right, then we got to the ground there. It's a high up and under from Jolly. Not his best kick, but makes it difficult. Big spoil there from Sean Davison. Ground level first to his Ollie Clark. Just a little backhander, gets it to his mate. Runs through his legs, and it's out of play, I think. Yes, the umpire says it is out of play. As they look for a bit of World Cup Matilda special there. They'll look across there, and Oliver Clark. But no, nothing doing. As we look down deep in that pocket there, Phil. There we are. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, if we can get that off us, because I want to get on
Looking
the
at us, looking right back at the field.
Yeah, looking at us, looking at you. Never me, never you. All right. And at ground level, there's a big swarm of players there pushing through. You just see 3 Port District players just jump on and tackle there. They are up for the battle, that is for sure.
Yeah, and you can see there the brolly is up. Plenty of others around the ground as well.
The imminent precipitation hasn't really hit us yet, though, Phil.
Well, assume there's something out there. We're nice in the van here. We've got a little bit of a heater if we want it. Meanwhile, Port District, they've heated up this quarter. Shepherd has it taking edge of the defensive edge of the centre square. Got a loose player in Cooper Gaffney. He's doing a lot of good work further up the field today.
Shepherd
like
or Gaffney?
That,
Gaffney, yep.
Gaffney.
Yeah.
He's found a target now too far out to score, but again, it's the side of the ground they're working on.
Big McKay, and he just pushed down to that pocket again, that dead pocket, and working back is, I'm not sure who that is.
Bradley.
It is Andrew Bradley?
Yep.
Dangerous kick, but fortuitous enough. Chris Curran, they'll get it in his hands, they'll quite happily. And I think he'll go long down to the wing just for a little change of pace, will he?
Well, the fans that are mainly gathered on the coastal side of Lowe's Reserve haven't seen the footy here for a little while.
They'll come this time through the middle. Neil, he'll give to Jolly, will he? Oh, he drops it. The umpire says, no, that's all right. No, it's not. Changes his mind. They've got the run, the overlap. Jolly, little fist there, but pushing in quickly is Sam Gray. He's tackled. Interesting looking handball.
Jolly laid a tackle, which I don't think he does too many of. Instantly wants holding the ball.
Might have been an accident.
He says, man, I laid a tackle. Where's my free?
Actually quite a shy man for someone who's played AFL, Jolly. Very humble, very softly spoken, except apparently when he's had a few, as we all. Then he'll tell you all about his 6 games at Gold Coast.
Love your insight, teacher.
Yeah, I get this from people that know him. I don't make it up. So, yeah. Once he's had a couple of sherbets, he can really unleash some great stories about 6 wonderful games at Gold Coast.
Well, I guess that's 6 more than you and I have ever played there. So, I guess it's all relative, isn't it? The kick inside forward 50 for Princes, who scored the opening goal, and I don't think they've scored much since. Has been Port District's quarter, despite the fact that the wind has switched on them. Oscar Clark's kick is nicely smothered. Princes still with it, though. They'll go again. Nicely picked up, though. Quick clearance away. Here comes Port District. Some rain coming. Loose ball in the middle of the ground. Curran goes to ground under pressure. I think that's Niskahus who lays the tackle, and that time holding the ball. Yeah, there wasn't much of an attempt.
PAC and Port District runners just exchanging advice there as well, which is interesting. Heffernan right in front of us here, the Hef, as they call him. This is the dangerous attacking side for sure. He looks forward, nearly finds Kenny Carpenter, pushing it forward there. Well, good defence there from Oscar Clark. Yeah. Of course, everyone's second favourite Clark. I don't know, they're both good. I don't really know them. Oliver, Oscar?
Yeah, I understand that.
Who's your favourite? Ollie's the goal kicker.
It's not something I've given great consideration to.
Who's your favourite Kardashian? As the ball comes in. All right, I couldn't name it.
I think that's the thing. Frame it the other way.
Yeah. Gaffney finds space where he might not have had any. Kicks it long, dangerous. Ground level, though, quick hands again. That's Bradley. So it was Curran. But again, it's bobbing back and forth here at the moment. And this will be number 4. That's Greggy. Yep. Here's brother Greg.
Scoring's dried up as the rain is here.
Nice touch. The rain is here, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lady right in front of us. Is it raining out there? It's trying to rain.
Trying, okay. Well, I can see these things falling from the sky. I'm going to assume it's rain for the moment. Port District have it in the middle. There's a free kick. It's going to go the way of Prince Alfred. I'm pretty sure there's a...
And a card's coming out, I think. Is it? Either that or it's a yellow card.
It is.
For Heffernan. As they just remonstrate.
Well, that's the 3rd yellow we've seen today.
It's like driving down South Road. Yellows everywhere as they give it to Pitt. Right, they're going to take it back. Scoring has stalled, Phil. As I said, it probably would. You can't expect it to stay on course, but she's a good game, that's for sure.
Certainly, I mean, your 10 goals to 12 still looks like it's very much a possibility. But right now, everybody's stuck on 4.
You know what happens when I take my feet off the ground, Phil?
Yeah, let's show the crowd at home what happens when you... No, let's not.
I was watching the footy as we go far side. Big fly, pack of players. Been hard to take a big contested mark today. It'll be interesting to watch obviously I deep dive into the Dartfish stats. Wouldn't be too many contested marks, would there?
No, well, last week we had quite a few in the end. They all seemed to be in the final quarter.
Yeah.
Not sure why the final quarter. Maybe it was the pressure.
Just the valve got released.
Bit of fatigue. And I mean, you don't lose height during the course of a game, do you? Just the ability to jump over people or jump with them, maybe.
Davis and Brazel, they get in front of each other's way, the dynamic duo. But big savage cocoon of terror laid by Razzle Dazzle Brazel. Nice hit there, and getting up is Liam Ferns.
I'm not
felt the effects of that one.
Prince Alfred have actually scored this quarter.
Yeah, goal.
Oh, they did at the start, of course. Sorry, my bad. It was so early. Yeah, you're right.
It was from the goal square. Remember when I gave you the finger?
Yeah. So that's obviously what distracted me.
And that's the interesting thing is it's 2-2 to 1 goal, and we're absolutely certain they're going with the breeze. So that local knowledge for Port District, they're playing it reasonably well.
Yeah.
Keep getting it over on the dead side.
They're just going to hope that it doesn't switch back over half time. But they get to have a quarter with. I mean, is it a strong breeze? It looks like it at the top of the Brighton cement. We've certainly seen it have some impact on goal kicking. Zach Hawkins, this time he's the tacklee. So the tackler in the first quarter. Just keep looking for Niskahus. Also spills towards the boundary line before Singleton can do anything about it.
He's one of those players you just love to have as a coach, Niskahus, because he just every contest is in there, he's at it. Not, of course, the big names of some of the other players, but very consistent, honest footballer. And matched up on Curran, he's got a crucial role.
Yeah. And a fairly challenging one. This time the tap to McKay.
Spot on. Crucial, challenging, and could decide the outcome because Curran, that set-up man behind the ball, you won't let me use the word quarterback, but
no, I won't.
There it is. But he is the one that they try to get the ball in his hands, and they're having to use others at the moment.
So we've got to throw in. Scoring has died down. It's become a contest. And that boundary umpire is getting quite the workout at the moment.
Good hit there by McKay. I'm not sure if his teammates are aware to it, but just sort of, I guess they want to burn a bit of time as we get to 21-minute mark of the second quarter. Yeah.
Neil this time the tap. And again a tackle laid. District's trying to get the clearance. That boundary line's going to win again. This time Mitch Wicks taking it over.
It's the first time we've had extended periods of play on this side though, Phil.
Yes.
Plenty of players around the ball. McKay and Neil are the big men doing in ruck. Petty just setting his team up behind the ball beautifully. That on-field coaching role he does. He's got Adam Sylvie off the ground, but just does it so well.
Yeah, if Port District do get it out, it is a one-on-one contest. There's no loose players for Princes. That kick, surely that's out on the full. Unless I really missed it, or was it touched?
It was touched on the line. It was probably actually, he's in a better position than us, but it was the inverted torpedo.
An inverted torpedo.
If you just have a look at the water buoy there for PAC as well, you just see just how cold it is.
Yeah. Freezes all sorts of things, doesn't it, TJ? All righty. Let's not get the shot, shall we?
Don't take the shot.
Don't take the shot. Okay.
Need a man's ear.
Some things you really have to come to the ground to see live.
Yeah. Another stoppage. Sorry.
We need some movement. I don't know where we're going to go after that.
Yeah.
It's third man up, taps it into a bit of space. That was Passanini with a handball and hope finds a teammate. That's insane. And we are away into the other pocket where it goes out of bounds. And it's only fair. The boundary umpire on this side has had his work for the last few minutes. That was actually last disposal by off of Gray. So Princess will come inside 50 where it'll go off hands and Tommy Smush will take it out and it'll be a throw in on the other side.
You don't want to be critical of players because, well, they might come punching their head, but Tommy Gray there on the outer side needed to take some just touch with that kick from, I think Sam kicked it, did he?
Yep.
So, and Tommy should have got there. Maybe I can't see the angle quite right, but he just had to get a touch on it, but the repeat stoppage hasn't hurt them too much at this stage.
Princes have had it down here a fair bit, have not even put a point on the board. It's just been stoppage after stoppage, and I reckon that's like 10, 11. Umpiring trying to let it go. Usually they find a free kick by now, but they're not falling for that trap.
And they have done what they've said they're going to do, PAC. 2 from 2. They've started the quarter well, both times. But Port District, as the quarter's gone on, have looked pretty good. But a quick snap there. Oh, and well done. Good play back on the line. Liam Ferns, one of those players, maybe only 5 or 6 touches for the game, but very effective. And if he can keep Brazel to under 3 goals, I think he's done a great job. Yeah,
Jaden Davis with the snap. That's his second behind on the afternoon, looking for his first goal. Solly Clark with 2, Brazel 1, Trengrove 1.
Yeah, with that breeze, able to get it out to about 60 metres out from the play on kick in. So it's not an insurmountable breeze.
But you know which way it's going to the outer side, which does have a little bit of a side-tracking breeze.
And if we are using the chimney as a reference, it is fair to say the smoke is actually more at a 90-degree angle than a 45 now.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if that means much, but it's definitely going to the left.
Of course, that chimney and flag are, well, they'd be 20, 25 stories up as opposed to ground level or where a football's being kicked. So probably a bit more breeze the higher you go.
I'd give you 10 stories, Phil.
Give 10 stories?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, Prince, it's away to Port District. That was Zach Hawkins to Carpeney. Kick to a contest at District's attacking edge of the square. A lot of red in the middle. Picked up nicely by them. They come out to the other side now looking for Larson. He's picked it up. I thought I heard a whistle because Curran went down like a sack of spuds. I think umpire was trying to play advantage and
how did he get
momentarily. Ball does spill free. It's getting a little willing in the kitchen at the moment. There's Mitch Gaffney, and now Wicks comes in, tackled it 30 seconds earlier.
Oh, he's pinged him holding the ball.
Well, that's a bit rough. That's a little rough.
It was hot.
You'd like to see some opportunity.
They don't even know it's their free. That says it all. Those 5 or 6 tackles in a row there, Phil, were bone crunches. That is.
Yep.
That's why I'm glad I'm here.
Did you have ice bars at half time?
No, that was tough football.
Half time is imminent. 25 and a half minutes gone. Hasn't exactly been a lot of scoring, as Tommy Javor said. 3 goals. 2 to Port District, 1 to Prince Alfred. They've made this margin less than a goal.
Yeah, we're probably only a minute to go at the most, I'd suggest, as well.
And it's probably important for Districts just to hang on here, get rewarded for their great Darryl work in this quarter. With some rain, Davis with the kick is not even going to score. Oh, he's going to score. 1 behind. That's 0-3 for Jaden today.
Only the one.
3 goals last week and 2 goals the last time they played.
Yeah, 1 super gettable goal, I thought. That was a tough shot in these conditions. But and I'd suggest this will go along to the scoreboard, Phil. And they'll just try and
find where the football's gone.
Chew up the last bit of this quarter.
TJ anxiously waiting for half time and a promised platter from
Chomping at the bit, my friend. Chomping at the bit.
We'll take a break to enjoy that platter, but also get you some scores around the rest of the Adelaide Footy League Division 1.
Is that my pen?
You can have it.
Well, these aren't mine, that's all. Okay. As we just bicker over a pen while we...
Yeah.
There it is.
Wait till we have the platter to fight over.
Right under the scoreboard, as suggested.
Yeah, that's where just about every kick-in's gone pretty much today. And there's another stoppage, 50 out straight in front. Hold on the ball.
Oh, dear.
Here's the call. That's the second straight.
Oh, dear. They've all of a sudden got hot in it.
Josh Perks with the free. towards the tennis club pocket. Bouncing ball. Districts have it momentarily. That should be last possession. It is.
Just hearing the coaching staff saying bad entry too wide, it certainly was. And you'd have to say for the tackler, though, that is the perks of... hold it. There it is. There's a siren. Yep. Hold, like shades of Braveheart. And this will take an incredibly good kick from here. If Trent Heffernan couldn't do it, I'm not sure who it is.
Neither am I, to be honest. I've got 2 panes of glass to see through. The binoculars don't work too well.
He's going to kick from the boundary line 45 metres out. He's doing the Fred Flintstone run up. Near side. Minor score.
I reckon that's Pitt. It is.
Yep, I liked his quarter. I liked his game so far. 4 goals 8. Plays 4 goals 3. I'll throw to you, Phil, to take us to the break.
Yeah, well, not much to say, except Port Districts have made a game of it, but Prince Alfred still lead. We'll take our break. Be back shortly with some scores around the grounds. TJ's thoughts once he's consumed the platter. Thanks to Filming Footy. This is the Adelaide Footy League.
Teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for strengthening communities through footy.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable, so basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable, so basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
And Crone takes the lead in the Gilmore. Crone draws clean out from Mizzy. It's a Queensland victory. And a big payday for his owners, winning the English Millennium in a romp.
But Ayrton the class, and Ayrton won the Victoria Handicap.
But Mahuda goes all the way. Where again, Mahuda?
Talitwa, too classy for them. The Blue Star flashing, beats the ball. A Blue Star gets up the win.
But it's all Globe, 100 metres to go. It's 6 lengths in front. This is an outstanding performance again. And Globe eased down, won the King's Coronation Cup in a canter.
Here we did have a confirmation. It's Hugo 1, the Largos Reserve scoreboard 0, because it is 4-8-32 to 4-4-28, a 4-point lead to Prince Alfred, having led by 9 points at quarter time. The goal scorers for Prince Alfred: Ollie Clark has 2, singles to Jack Trengove and Tyson Brazel. For Port Districts, 3 to James Batty and 1 to Daniel Passaniti. Some scores around the Division 1 in the Adelaide Footy League. Sacred Heart and Old Ignatians. It is Sacred Heart in front, no surprise. They're just 16 points at the moment, 23 to 7 in favour of Sacred Heart. St Peter's and Glenunga, as expected, Glenunga have a pretty strong lead, 40 points at half-time, 56 to 16. Broadview and Brighton is a tight one, 5 points the difference in favour of Broadview. Not really sure if anybody wants 5th spot at the moment, but Broadview leading Brighton 41 to 36. And Goodwood Saints, the team in 5th is Tea Tree Gully, and they are trailing Goodwood Saints by 21 points at halftime, 53 to 32. So a couple of those games look to be on a trajectory for a win, a couple still very much up in the air. Next week, just for those wondering, it's going to be a big battle between Old Ignatians and St Peter's, 9th versus 10th. Brighton host Port District, so District fans, you're down at Brighton next week. Glenunga and Goody Saints at Webb Oval. Tea Tree Gully and Broadview Another huge game in the battle for 5th spot, and we will be at Park 9 for Prince Alfred Old Collegians and Sacred Heart Old Collegians. That should be a cracking contest between two contenders. Tommy Javoy has joined me, having been out and about. What's the vibe? What's the news?
Yeah, got plenty of news for you, mate. Apparently, if you're watching on Play HQ, the score is wrong. We've got the score wrong here. They've got Porter's 5 goals, but definitely not on Play HQ, so that's wrong.
Right.
Yeah, speaking to a gentleman who was sitting outside, he said it's really bloody cold, and I went outside and can confirm, as such, it is Arctic out there. I've got the big jacket on at the moment. And the other thing he said, he had to move. The breeze 100% did change direction. It went from, would you call it a southerly to a northern? It went from Ryder Grant. Yeah. No, they're not goal scorers, mate. They're best players, so I don't know what you're counting there for. Hugo, the producer, just...
The score is correct on the scoreboard.
Your score is correct.
Yeah, and so is the scoreboard after the goal. Umpires waved at the scoreboard.
No, it's a point off on the scoreboard. It's 4-9 to 4-8 to 4-4.
Okay.
But anyway.
Because the goal umpires waved the flags to say the score was incorrect.
Yes. Another little bit of scuttlebutt, I guess
And
I
they
got.
haven't changed it.
No, was that the free kick count appears a little lopsided at this stage, but that is what it is, and that's obviously someone from Port District saying that to me. So, yeah.
Well, they did get a few. No, actually, they might be right.
Great to see as well inside the Port District and PAC committees mixing together, having a sherbet, sharing stories, a platter like they gave. And thank you so much. Very remiss of us to say Port District set up some pasties and some pies, sausage rolls and some sandwiches, and we really appreciate that, and some drinks as well. Obviously, it allows us to stay in the box and get ready for the second half. And well, that's why they're. It's not the reason why they're premiers, but just you do the little things right, looking after the people that are trying to promote your club, and they have. So, well done. I think we're going to come back on camera, Phil, and you can see I put the big jacket on now.
Yeah,
Get nice and warm. Might have to snuggle into you for a bit of heat.
Don't do anything on camera that's going to turn up in a promo. Later on, DJ, the mic is always on,
That's
so
correct.
is the camera.
Yeah, there's just making their way to the bench now as the PAC players.
So this win, well, Port District will enjoy possibly having it, although it has had that sideways connotation to make it interesting. Just while you're away, the margins in the other games. Sacred Heart by 16 over Old Ignatians, low-scoring game there. Goody Saints over Tea Tree Gully by 21. Glenunga over St Peter's by 40. And the close one is at Broadview, where the Tigers lead the Bombers of Brighton by just 5 points. All is set in readiness for a big third quarter, just 5 points in it. And your caller is Tommy Javoy.
And it's going to be Neil and McKay doing battle again. The familiar names of both teams supporting them in the midfield. Gaffney moved in the midfield for Port District. Neil, first touch. He's right on Andrew Bradley's clacker and allows a good pressure there, allows a takeaway for Port District. That was Maris and Hawkins coming in. They get it down. Again, as soon as you take possession, bang, straight in, quick follow-up tackles. It happens so quickly at this level, doesn't it, Phil?
It does. Well, especially with these teams. And Prince is with the first clearance. They did have a lot of ball for... Actually, no, sorry. Yeah, Port District with the first clearance. Apologies. Kicking the wrong way in the start of the third quarter. Princes have got the first goal of both the first and second quarter. Here's a chance for Port District, but we've already started the stoppage fest. This is the third in the first 47 seconds of the quarter.
Yes, and after 5 quick goals in the first 13 minutes, it certainly has tightened up. Again, they've got that almost goalkeeper type position there. Chris Curran there, back there, and he'll just rush it through. And that might be a handy point. We'll look back on that later on. We'll talk about it then, or we'll forget about it.
Well, points have been all that we've seen in recent times.
Yes.
Kick comes out from Princes. Port District, they have some numbers. Shepherd's kick is partially smothered. Neil, good ground level pickup. Ends up, though, with Deinhoff. His high kick. Might it have the distance? It's looking to sail through. Batty's claiming it.
That's a great goal.
Alex Deinhoff has his first goal in Port District's A-grade colours. And it gives the home team the lead. Ends up, though, with Deinhoff. His high kick.
Never looked like it was going through,
distance. It's looking to sail through. Batty's claiming it.
Just a nice bit of work on the line as well to allow prevent
Alex
Curran from getting a
Deinhoff
clean jump at
has
it.
his
So well
first
done,
goal.
Alex Deinhoff.
So the score as we have it 5-5 That is 35 to 49-33.
2-point ball game. Again, Gaffney doing a really good job there in that first stoppage, just to eradicate the clean clearance from Andrew Bradley.
Just going to mention Dinoff. Well, he started his footy journey at North Haven before coming over from North Largs to Largs Reserve, a bit like you this morning, TJ.
Yes, very much so. McNamara gets the clearance this time. Again, opened up a little bit in the middle, but once it goes down either end, they lock in well, and there was nowhere to go for Mitch Larkin. He was wrapped up in a good tackle there. Tackle count would be pretty high again for both clubs. They've done a great job with their tackling today. Neil and McKay, neither one with a clear clearance, and a clear clearance. Gaffney gets a little poke in, and the umpire says he signals trip, but I think he means kicking in danger, and I don't know what he means.
Something bad with the foot.
McNamara, good kick. Davis, the spoil comes in, and he's paid an arm shot. He's paid too high on that occasion. So that one's against Liam Ferns and Jaden Davis. I'm going to do it to the poor boy. He is a beautiful kick of the footy, but from what we've seen, Phil, he might need to start it just to the right a little bit.
Yep.
I'll let you call this one
I don't know
through.
about a little bit. I would suggest checking Brighton Cement. Yes, by quite a large amount. Has missed a few today. I've got him for 0-3 thus far. 3 goals last week, 2 the last time they met. The former Demon, Bulldog and Lion from Lockleys, Plimpton and Smosh respectively. Comes in now. He's coming from the right spot to be able to set it up. That one didn't seem to deviate much. He has his first, and the lead goes back to the visitors. Prince Alfred Old Collegians, they go to Smosh 5-9, 39. Port District 5-5, 35. He's coming from the right spot to be able to set it up.
Sports
that
are
one didn't
involved
seem
in
to
the
deviate
PAC.
much. He has his first.
You think, footy, but it's not just footy. It's
Well, I know the cricket. Will Doward, a long-time footy veteran, was also pretty good with bat and ball. I'm going to say 7.
Yeah, I think it was 8 when I counted that. I didn't actually. I flicked through. There's squash. There's all sorts. So it's a it's a great network, the PAC network. Quick kick. Well done there, Cooper Gaffney. Very clever. Oh, one-hander. I like that. That's a good bit of play. Not quite play of the day stuff, but something to think about.
Well,
Luke
we
McCauley.
are looking for that in the Airmouth Mouthguards Player of the Day.
Luke McCauley, one-hander.
We're looking for something from Princes if they get up. We've got Zach Hawkins, early nominee for that great tackle in the first quarter. We've also got New Balance, Player of the Game with the iconic Dartfish beanie, and the Moseley Bar and Kitchen $100 voucher for the best team. And, of course, the big one, the Archie Sanders with the TJ Special Award.
Oh, yeah. Everyone wants to win the Archies. Quick kick there. Good pressure.
They just want time with you, TJ.
Yeah, bit of airtime. Asking the big questions, making it up as I go. Quick kick. Oh, just not quite. He forgot to jump then, I think. I'm not sure who that was. Might have been. I don't want to speculate.
But you will.
No, he's not going to turn around because he knows it was. It was who I thought it was Mackenzie Slee. Just forgot to jump or gave a Javor-like jump of about a half a foot. Anyway, quick kick going forward. Davis comes forward. Big spoil from Ferns. Well done. Oh, you're going to be quicker than that at this level. Yep. That was, I think Dinoff was thinking about his goal previously, and Ollie Clark just came through like the thunder. Quick kick, pushing back. Good, courageous effort, but at ground level, it's Wildman. Oh, baby, he's a Wildman. And he has kicked his first, and he's kicked their 6th, I think, and just opened up a little bit in the third, mate, as we expected it might. PAC, it's goal for goal. They take back the lead. Just came through like the thunder.
2 in succession for the
Quick
Red
kick,
Men. And
pushing back.
Wildman,
good, courageous effort, but at ground level, it's Wildman. Oh, baby, he's a Wildman.
10 league games.
And he has kicked his first, and he's kicked
somehow
their
Walkerville got
6th, I
as
think.
part of that journey. 5th goal for the year after a goal last week against Broadview as well, and just nicely played. Found a little bit of space to grubber it through after the kick was put in a place where you can have Crummers do something. No point kicking it to the goal line, it just gets thumped through, but kick it to the top of the goal square and you've got some space for the forwards to go to work.
Importantly, moving through at pace, not stationary. Oh, well done. Jordan Neal wins the tap down, but at ground level it's PAC and a quick tackle. So it was Port District, a quick tackle on the Hef. Sees a repeat stoppage, and we go again. Again, pretty neutralised tap. Awkward little kick out by Sam Gray, but gets it going forward. Coming through at a rate of knots as PAC player. Gives it to Wildman, I think, and makes it his problem. Your problem now, mate. And it was his problem, but he just manages to neutralise half the contest, if you will, and we'll have a stoppage right in front of the wing here, right in front of us as Adam Sylvie walks past our commentary area. Tackle on McNamara. It's a good tackle. It spills. It drops at ground level. Umpire swarms and he says, I'll have it. Nice to see some play on this side, Phil.
Yeah, it is. Sam Gray was trying to bring the ball back into McNamara, probably to try and claim hold on the ball. In essence, if he had the ball, he could have been holding the ball, technically.
Yes.
But umpire decided far better. And look, it's those two again. It's not Gray this time. It is.
It's the big fella. McKay. It rhymes with Gray. 50 shades of Gray. McKay.
At the bottom of the pack once again. McKay with a backward tap, only as far as McNamara. He's been hit for the third time in succession. This time, not by the rules of the game.
Gaffney quite enjoyed that, I think. He's just exchanging some advice.
I reckon McNamara said a few words back too.
Down the line.
Puts a big boot into that. Sharon will land at 50.
Oh, big fly by Neil, sorry. It was a good timing of that kick. It was a good call by you, Phil. It's ground level. It should spill out, will it? Umpire's letting it go. The timing of that ball, you can, when you hear the timing of a kick, it just is.
Sweet spot.
Yeah, it was really nice. Captain of PAC, you'd expect he knows how to kick a footy. Anyway, ground level. Speaking of man,
come with the roll, wouldn't you?
You'd expect Sam Gray to be able to bounce, but here we are. Okay, but he does get it going forward, and after the play, downfield it is, it's against... I'm not sure who
I think it was an advantage, which turned out to be for naught.
Yeah,
but that's not the umpire's fault. He's made a decision. And
it was against Wicks.
Because you can only expect the umpires to adjudicate what they've seen, not predict the future.
No.
Tommy's just going to think about that.
No, I was going to make probably what would have been deemed a derogatory comment about umpiring, and I just thought, you know what, Tom? Sometimes we just leave it.
That's it. We let silence speak, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, it's by the scoreboard again, which is still out by a point, by our reckoning.
Set me up for it again, Phil. I'm good to go.
Okay, no worries. I'll
predict the future. They can't even work out what happened in the past.
You didn't even wait for me, did you? Smush with the kick, looking for Batty. Spills to the front of the pack. Hot Footy to get 70 out. Make that Addy out. The ball bouncing for Smush. Manages to get the hand pass on to Passanidi. Back towards Batty. Over his head. He could only watch as it falls in the lap of Luke Macaulay. And the Red Men will relieve the pressure as it sits with Jack Trangrove.
It's good mark by Macaulay. Trangrove again. They'll just probably take just a little bit of control here if they can. They look good when they do this. They haven't been able to, and I think it's Heffernan running with Jolly. It should be noted that Jolly just hasn't been able to get into the play. Good. Nice play there. Good. Left his man, and your turn to go.
TJ.
It's your turn to go. Yeah, and now going the other way, it'd be interesting to see if they can just get some ball in Hef's hands. Ferns it was. Goes long. Coming across awkwardly, but effectively was Oscar Clark. And he has a free kick going to PAC.
Shepherd.
Who was it, sorry?
Against Shepherd.
For shepherding?
Maybe illegal shepherding, I'm not sure. Says, how can it be illegal? It's my damn name.
Yeah. All right, it's a 4-on-2 here. Now it's a 5-on-3. And they get it. Brazel. Overlap. Here's Jolie. Goes inside. Doesn't go to ground ever. It's one of his strengths. Chain of hands. 3-4. Davis now. High up and under. It was a bit of a horror handball for his mate. Trengo swings back. Beautiful smother, brother. Oh, that's sweet, Heffernan. That is some good football. And they'll clear now, but it's all PAC.
Dinov's kick. Looking, Singleton was in prime position. He was pushed to create that prime position. Will be District's ball.
Singleton might have had a shades of the old Benny Keys there. He kind of pooped the dacks a bit, but didn't matter in the end.
They're going to scoot around. I reckon that might be Passanetti who brings it across to Davidson. So they've swapped sides. Now, what has this created for them? Towards the broadcast van, it's come to Sammy Gray with Wildman on the mark. Don't seem particularly urgent. It's more about keeping it away from Prince Alfred at the moment. It is a 9-point lead to the Red Men, trying to keep the top of the ladder because Glenunga look like they're on their way to a win. This sits now with Donoff, his kick to goal. This time into the pocket he goes, looking for Carpenty at the back. Couldn't quite fall to him. Great work by the District's player to get a hand pass out, but Singleton got a hand to it, saw it out of bounds by the Tennis Club. We've gone almost 12 minutes to the third quarter. It is Prince Alfred Old Collegian, 6-9-45. Port District's a 5-5-35. It's a 10-point lead to the league leaders.
Undersized ruckman for Port District just doing battle there. That was Shepherd. Did enough though. Jolly, left-handed handball, does get a release, but again, a good smother. And one thing you see a lot of from Port District is the smothers.
Okay, going to be a throw-in. The tennis club. There's actually someone in that tennis club, in that little green hut. Probably how far away from tennis season? July, August, September, maybe 2.5 months, maybe. Quick chain of handballs from Prince Alfred. They'll get the clearance into some space. Here comes Ollie Clark, charges the ball well. Has a hand with Wildman, who's both of them have kicked some goals this afternoon. Nice setup across the middle. Just missed the target in Garrels. Need an extra foot of height. District's on the rebound, but only as far as Wildman again in front of Passaniti. He'll centre the ball. Finds the target in Singleton. Goes further afield to Jolly. He's managed to escape Hefton, has Gould in pursuit. As expected, Jolly finds a target. That target finds another one, Ollie Clark, who I'm sure was on half back about 45 seconds ago. Good work rate to get back up forward and take the mark inside 50.
He does cover the ground well, that's for sure.
Just the part of the ground you probably wouldn't want to be taking a shot, is all I would say.
Looks like the flag is a great deal more flaccid than what it was. But yes, still tough shot from that pocket.
Distance probably shouldn't be the issue. He'll kick from about 40 metres. Has the height, has the distance, but he's missed everything. Not even a point.
Smushy does that on the mark. He turns his back and doesn't look. One day someone's going to run around him, and he won't do that again. I don't like that one. I know it's meant to be cute, creative, put him off, whatever, but...
I understand it maybe at a point, but not when he's kicking the ball. Speaking of kicking the ball, that's what Districts do. You can see the breeze take that a long way down the field, and it's a mark claimed by Neil, who's doing some good work around the ground, including winning the ruck battles today. He'll now set it up inside forward 50. Through some District hands. Hand pass going across the face of goal. Wildman's in pursuit of Gaffney. Gaffney just got the hand pass away in the nick of time. Passanita, he's under similar pressure. Back to Gaffney by the big pole. Gaffney's kick, bouncing ball towards Shepherd. He's got some time to stop and prop check and spot up Niskahus. He goes across field. They're moving it very nicely here, Districts, at the moment. It's with McKay. McKay's got Dianoff, and all of a sudden, Prince's defence is caught on the hop here. Kick inside. Now there's a lot of red. This is where they've all been hiding in the lead-up. It'll sit with Pritchard. He's got some help, and Prince's will clear.
No, not for long, my friend, because it is Harrison Hawkins, our co-commentator. He goes inboard. It's on. Oh, he just waited a little bit, McKay. McKay's third quarter's probably been a bit better than his first half. He's getting some touches around the ground now, neutralising Neil's influence. He goes long to that pocket, though. Interesting spot to go. Maybe it's an instructional thing, but either way.
Both teams have probably been guilty of going wide when going forward today.
Yep. I agree, because I think part of that might be the fact they're both aware that what these two teams could do to any team coming straight down the middle on counter-attack. So.
But you kick inside. I mean, I understand that going inside the square, but certainly you kick inside 50. Try and centre it at that point, because when it's a breezy day, those low percentage shots become even worse.
And just thinking as a forward field, there wasn't too many times I led where I was expecting to get the ball on the boundary line. I couldn't kick goals from there. It's not where I wanted it. So
you still end up 2 kicks out from a goal, which is where you are when you're going inside 50.
Yeah. And Heffernan desperately just sees it over the line there. Looks like 10 might win, Phil. 10 goals.
Yeah, 10 to 12. It's probably... Yeah, we're a bit behind pace with that now. 16 minutes into the third. It is a 10-point lead. And look, Princes have led all bar maybe a minute of today's contest.
Oh, Barrel.
Yeah.
It's got 28 metres.
Davidson, he couldn't quite get there, but they had a backup. It's going to set a task for Hawkins. in the impersonality. Did he keep it in? No, he didn't.
No. I just want to give a shout out there to Pat Singleton. I made a bit of fun of his contest over there, which I didn't think was courageous, but that one there, running back with the flight, fist in, crucial. So, yeah, tidied that up quite nicely. Good effort, good football.
Bo just has to fetch the footy. 3/4 time, we'll get you some scores around the rest of the Adelaide Footy League. As we start to get to that time of the season when people start checking other scores just to see what impact it has on the ladder. Nice clearance, Wildman. Got the 1-2 hand pass away. Now we're in the middle. Ollie Clark just urges it forward. Trying it there was Lucas Schultz. He didn't have anyone really to tap it onto. Princes may be playing for a free. They've kept possession somehow. Just with some numbers, and there's a mark. Not quite sure how they did that, but Josh Perks has taken inside 50. He's going to line up and take a shot for goal. And
was Trengrove again, just managing to find a way.
He was just the last one, wasn't he?
Yeah, just managed to find a way.
So Perks, formerly from Victor Harbour, 10 games in the Rezzies, 2 in the league, 2 goals last week.
If he was to kick this, that'd be one of the perks of being promoted to the A grade. It's the best I had for.
Well, you get on the stream team.
Yes.
Gets one of us to call a shot on goal. It's high enough. Where's it going to come down? It's there.
It's an absolute beauty, mate.
Every goal is like gold this afternoon, and Perks has his first today and third at A grade level.
It's the best I had for.
Well, you get on the stream A grade game,
yes.
and that's the biggest margin. I suspect one of us to call a shot on goal. It's high enough. Where's it going to be?
16
down.
points.
It's there.
It's an absolute beauty, mate.
Every goal is like a game going towards a time on of the third quarter.
Yeah, next goal is going to be absolutely crucial, mate. If Port District can't find a way with the next one,
could be all she wrote.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just looking at this quarter, it was 4-4 to 4-9. Port District have kicked 1 goal 1, and Prince Alfred have kicked 3 goals straight.
Our theory on that being the scoring end, and then changing to that, it's hard to.
Lost.
And I've never seen that before, Phil. You were looking down. I'm going to call it for what I see it. I want to give names. Sam Gray has just tackled Harrison Hawkins. I've seen it all.
That'll teach me for trying to input a score, won't it?
I can't believe you missed that. Hugo actually was the one, our producer, was one that he was tackling his own player.
We got a replay on that. Yeah. Anyway.
I can't wait to watch that back. It was a good tackle too. It was probably gone, probably ball. Umpire, as usual, missed it.
I was about to say, you don't think you can get...
I got yellow carded.
Who gets the free kick with that? If
someone. I got yellow carded.
Let's say Sam Gray tackled him high. I mean, would it be the tackler tackling high, or would it be the poor bloke getting tackled high?
Yes.
Let's just play on, I guess.
Yeah, I got a yellow card for abusing my own teammate one day.
Who needs opponents with teammates like you? Yeah. Well, there's a free kick there pushing the back. Chance for Dinoff. He's getting into this game in the third quarter. Kicked Port District's sole goal.
Rangers starting to fall here as well, which will only help PAC, you'd think, with the lead currently. I'm not sure style of player helps them, but...
Yeah, everyone out here going for the Brollies. Here's a chance. They're off.
Andrew Bradley, quick answer. Looks like it might be McNamara. The overlay handball. Davis is a long way out. He's kicked from 65. Will it bounce? Will it bounce? Will it bounce? No, it won't. And, he's kicked it straight out in the fall. The idea was good there from young Liam Ferns. Oh, dear. But the execution was poor. And Lucas Schultz, who we haven't called his name too often today, he's going to have a chance to... this is his most important of the day.
Well, he set up a nice goal early in the third quarter with a quick hand pass in the middle.
Trengrove lurking. And, that's just absolutely terrible by Port District because he had 2 choices there, Phil. Sorry to jump in, but that was not good. And kicks it to the captain, McNamara, who was involved earlier in that play. And I'll tell you what, they've actually kicked him all right from this side of the ground, haven't they?
Yeah, well, you'd be aiming... I wouldn't be aiming at the right goalpost. I'd be aiming a bit inside that towards the behind post. And watch this swing across.
Again, he might go around him here. Go around him. And spot on. He hasn't. He's actually kicked right in the middle of the goals, and it's faded. It's faded a half a width of the goals and a half width of the points, and see what he's spot on there. Phil.
That could have been, I reckon, almost the game. but not to be. Hefton has it at the defensive 50 arc.
Having said that, Port at home, you wouldn't want to write him off. Gaffney will go now. He's off. Good shepherd by Sam Gray. That beautiful sounding kick looks for Batty. Batty's been held quiet there, and if Pat Singleton's the man on him, he's done a great job.
Batty, though, recovers to pick the ball up, tackled straight away. It's by that boundary line where it'll force the throw in. Right where that boundary line takes a really sharp right-hand turn.
Yep. It's a bit like Walnut Terrace, isn't it?
Yes. A bit like it's a curvature like a tram line turning from North to King William Street.
Why a Golden Grove here?
Could be the next game. Could be a maybe inclusive game, or maybe they went. Well, Golden Grove and North Haven are in the same area. Batty with the snap. Maybe they went to Largs Reserve instead of Largs North, TJ. No one would ever do that, would they? But you're right, there is a team here. I'll find. Look, you call the footy. I know you need to know these things. I'll find out.
That's all right. It's just got a little bit heavier as well, the rain. So all falling in Prince Alfred's favour here. And you can understand why Peter Carter will be up having his 65th down at Carrickilligan. Am I in your court, am I? Sorry, mate. Well, you can have a ball in, just forward of the wing for Port District here, and they certainly need one before three-quarter time for mine, as we've ticked 23 minutes. A lot of exciting things happening and a lot of exciting leagues today. Of course, Virginia are playing Anglevale.
The Rams and the Owls.
Yeah, well done, Phil. That's good.
Well, they're Eagles zone teams. I should know this.
Not anymore.
Well,
Virginia,
no, they used to be.
Virginia is now Centrals.
And Anglevale always has been.
Yeah, I was catching up with my good friend Tony Modger, who was out there today. And,
good friend?
Well, I've hired him a couple of times.
Okay.
I've got his phone number if that helps.
And he answers you?
Yeah, because he makes a lot of money when I ring him. $1,000 an appearance. Anyway, so good mark there. Let's get back onto the game because there's a really good mark, crucial mark by Smooshy. Little cute chippy, and they get in the hands of Gaffney, and why not? If there any chance, you'd suggest he's going to have to set a few goals up. They're not going forward very far, though. Heffernan, probably their best just about today. Big fly there. Again, apart from Batty's little purple patches, mate, they haven't been able to really hit. Bradley, he's been good. He hasn't made too many mistakes today, Bradley. And he, again, has set up some goals. Another ball in here. No, it's last touch. Last possession.
Good correction.
Quick kick, and Bradley again. Tell you what, he might be just setting himself up for a pair of Archies, the best footwear guaranteed. It might be winter. I still wear them. They're that good. They come in powder blue, dark brown, every colour.
I found your football game. 4:45, Saturday, 22nd of July at Largs Reserve. Port District and Golden Grove in the C7s.
Okay. That's not the inclusive. It used to be the inclusive league.
That's now C8.
It's now, so that's the D grade.
Yep. So they'll get to enjoy. Well, they better have the lights on for that if it's a 4:45 start.
They might need them for this game soon. Well done, Port. Heffernan again. Quick clearance. Goes down, but it's all, again, Singleton. Since he had that awkward moment on the outer side, he's been really good, really effective and battled hard. And just a nice little slip and slide type moment there. There's another big pole gets in the way. Shout out to my Polish mate, Max Rutkowski. Big poles everywhere.
Throw in. 25 and a half gone. Port District need a goal just to keep it within a couple.
Got a lot of light,
home straight.
A lot of light towers here, Phil, I must say.
Well, don't forget, they also had the copper taken out of some of them.
Yes, they did. Yes, that's, they had to train elsewhere because they had no lights. It was an interesting story. I broke that one, just quietly.
Of course, for more breaking stories and insightful analysis on the Division 1, Tommy Javor's Div 1 report. You'll see on Between the Posts. It's getting out earlier and earlier too, I might add. Sometime Wednesday.
Yeah, it's been out on a couple of Tuesdays as well.
Yeah.
I record mine. I get up and do all the stats on a Sunday morning. I've been doing mine on a Sunday morning, just in case anyone from the Sandfield's listening.
And, of course, the weekend wrap, in case my boss is listening. It's all done Sunday, crack of dawn, and then posted in the afternoon. All the A-grade results across Adelaide Footy League in the men's and all the results everywhere in the women's footy, and their finals are only 3 weeks away. Here's Gray taking on a couple of defenders, including Mitch Weeks. Ball spills free.
Big old pylon, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it would be another stoppage.
Yes. Ball up here. In front there was the young fella in Rose. quick kick, keeping over the ball. McNamara's had a good quarter. Gets it going forward. Here's the coach, Pitt. He's clever. Just gets it forward. Tell you what, Smush has done himself a mischief. Ball will spill though. PAC leading into it. In the pocket, it'll come out, will it? Smush, like our friend from Lazarus, he's recovered. He only had one leg working not 30 seconds ago.
Well, that one seemed to work all right, going across the face. Needed to find the target, did Sean Davidson.
That was the good leg.
That was the good leg. Okay,
Yeah.
So what was he standing on?
The other one.
The other one.
I don't know.
And that's the siren. Another low-scoring affair, but a good one for the visitors. Prince Alfred Old Collegians have led at every break. 9 points at quarter time, 5 at the half. They lead this one by 17. 17-10, 52, 5-5, 35. We'll be back with TJ's analysis, some scores around the grounds very shortly. Thanks to Filming Footy, you're watching the Adelaide Footy League.
Teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable. So basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
Welcome back to the final quarter. Prince Alfred in a pretty tight hole at the moment. Getting the last words from Craig Pitt before they... Well, they've got a 16-point buffer. We did check the scores and they are correct that it's 5-5, 35 to 7-9, 51. That's what the goal umpires have said. And I guess they are the ones with the final word. Some scores around as TJ works out some best players for us. Around the Adelaide Footy League, 11-point margin to Broadview over Brighton at three-quarter time. Ooh. Already underway in the final quarter at St. Peter's, where it's Glenunga by 50 points, 65 to 15. It's tightened up at Goodwood. It's the Saints still in front, but only by 4 points over Tea Tree Gully. And it's 36-point lead to Sacred Heart against Old Ignatians. That is 43 to 7.
If it stays that way, Phil, I'll go 4 out of 5, which is
4 out of 5.
Serves.
Goodwood being the one outlier, and Tea Tree Gully are well within range to, well, they've stormed back into that contest.
So Port need to do something, let's be honest, that's where it needs to come from. So this is what they've done. Zach Rose is starting in the ruck. In the middle with him, Trent Heffernan, Sam Gray, and I reckon it might be Kenny Carpenter. No, it's not. It's Mitch Gaffney. So that's the 4 they're going to try to get him to lead the clearances, to get the ball going their way. They need the first one. They need it in a hurry. Game on time. Neil gets the tap, but straight down to Gray. Swings around the left foot, straight down to half full, but leading out to Raider Knots. Beautiful play. Luke McCauley. I've liked his game too, Phil. I always try and find a defender, and it's hit and miss sometimes, but he's been good.
He's got it. We'll kick it down the outer side where a lot of the game has been played. Thumped by Neil and Schultz will fall the way of Districts. They'll send the ball for Cooper Gaffney, who stops and props, takes the mark, looks left, goes right. This is Heffernan in the middle of the ground. His kick misses the first target. Now it's a hot footy, 40 metres out. District have to get the first goal.
Can I ask you a question, Phil?
Yes, mate.
If PAC get the first goal, can you see Districts winning it?
No.
No. Yep.
Then
they really do.
They're a team that's really good at bottling it up.
Yep.
I'm also interested to know how Districts finished this game given the poor way they finished last week. Even if they go down, Coach Ramsey would want a full 4-quarter effort. And look, they've given a contest for all of today. Princes have just found the occasional better way to go. They've got the forward 50 at the moment, the red men, but Cooper Gaffney, his hand pass, maybe a turnover. Neil's lurking, he's picked it up. That's a great hand pass to set up the snap-on goals across the face. No, it's not. It's taken by Ollie Clark. He leaves Davidson in his wake.
Well,
that is for mine the game, the set, the series. Princes are going to break the streak. Neil's lurking, he's picked it up. That's a great hand pass to set up the snap-on goals across the face. No, it's not. It's taken by Ollie Clark. He leaves Davidson in his wake.
The player had the ball released there and was slung to the ground. It's a free kick 100 times out of 100, but it wasn't paid. But you play the whistle, don't you?
So what was this, the 101st thing?
Yeah. Well, 99 times out of 100 maybe. Yeah. Either way, take nothing away. Good goal. Ollie Clark, his third, becomes the most dangerous forward on the ground.
22 points. I should add the scoreboard officially. Prince Alfred are 8 goals, 9, as verified by the goal umpires at 3-quarter time. They're going forward again to try and seal it. This time McNamara is met by a big black wall in the name of Thomas Schmush, who didn't put his back to him this time.
Curran.
But another turnover. Curran's got it on the centre wing outer side.
Let's again that Nisku's-Curran battle. If Curran can do things like that, it's going to make it impossible for Port District to win this game. Goes long, but working back again. It might be Heffernan, is it?
Let's say so.
It's been good enough to just assume it is. And it goes down to Passanidi. Long way. It's 2-on-2. Can they make hay? Good hands, good mark. Well done. That's Tom Gray. Oh, well, I'm glad we're not sitting near the Port District people. I'll say that much. Well, and 25, and that could be 50. Yeah, look, I can understand his frustration, but at the end of the day, the umpires make decisions, and you've got to adhere to them. And yeah, there's that. Trengrove, a little take you to the candy shop, straight down the gullet. And they're looking good now, front and centre. Quick play. Bobbles around Port District. They've got to go now, and they've just got to go hard. They'll look for Kenny Carpenter, and they find him. Phil Hurden.
Yep. And he won't find me because he's on the outer side a fair way away, but he looks for a much better target in the form of Tommy Gray. Just the attacking side centre wing here at Largs Reserve. The kick inside 50 finds a target.
Shepherd.
And that's Shepherd who's marked it. Thanks, TJ. And he'll go back. I reckon this will test him.
He's his best kick. The breeze has definitely dropped. But one thing I'll say, Shepherd, since the yellow card, hasn't done anything. So maybe owes his team one. And well done to Tommy Gray from recovering from the 25, getting across and being involved in that chain right on the other side.
That's Bill's work rate and effort. The kick is going to fall short. Trengrove says, well, look, we're up by 22. We can concede one of those, which they do.
Interesting as well. Fell short just as it's probably good commentary. tap on the back. Breeze has dropped. It's just fallen short to the right. It wouldn't have done that before.
It would have fallen short to the left.
Yeah, so
last time.
No breeze probably to speak of now. Flag not doing a lot over there, so they need 4 and they need them quickly.
Yeah, 21 points is the margin. 4.5 gone. We have seen Port District. Remember that game against Glenunga where we had a lot of goals late to make a game of it?
Louis Sharrid's one they're missing, though. I'm not sure what's happened there.
He hasn't been around for a few weeks now.
Stuck on 7 Roll the Dice Player of the Year awards, of course. Roll the Dice Player of the Year, the great supporters.
Yeah, we've got that to sort out as well. And we must remember to send it off at the end of the game too, TJ.
To me, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Bradley just gets it and goes. Well done, good football. Big spoil. Doesn't quite get all of the spoil, but gee, took some body with him. Schultz spins out of it and he gets it on. That might be enough for Brazel. And it is. Yeah. That's a really handy assist there from Lucas Schultz. Again, might not get all the kudos, might not be the big name player, but when it's your turn to go, you get involved, you create the chain. And this one will be the sealer for mine, Phil, because we ask him to kick 5 in 10, 15 minutes. They've kicked 5 all day.
Well, I put my sealer on last goal. This would definitely be the case.
The old T-Bone, as they call him. Used to be called Razzle Dazzle Brazzle. A man with a few nicknames, that's for sure.
He's done it again, Smush.
He does it every time. It's weird.
And he never turns around.
No. Now, I'm not the kind of person. Let's dot the I's.
Goal
Great goal. Second goal to Brazel. I'm not fast enough to do that. But if I had any sort of pace, I'd make him feel really stupid.
Eddie Hocking would make him look
That's exactly what I was thinking about. He does it every time. Eddie Hocking.
In his prime. Maybe not now, but maybe 1991 he'd go.
Now, I'm not the kind of person that can be hands up.
And before you know it, he's gone. So,
what was our buddy bet again today, mate?
It was head to head, and you've got it by the length of the straight. Okay, which almost puts us. I think last week I got, so I think I'm ahead by maybe 1, if not 2.
No, 1.
1. Okay.
Give you 1.
Give me 1.
I got that points total thing. No, you won that one. But anyway, I don't know.
Because we did have a thing where we swapped and had different co-commentators.
I know I'm 4 up on Tony Neal. Mate, that guy cannot.
I think you've got Tony.
And how's Vince Cosme? Brighton are going to win the next 15 premierships or something, whatever he said.
Okay.
Did you get that
moment, they're struggling against Broadview. But
it was actually so. It was Broadview going to win 2 of the next 5 premierships.
Okay.
I told him.
Was that last year or this year?
No, as in start like Div 1.
Div 1, okay.
I said to him politely, "You're an idiot."
Okay. When are you two on together? Between the posts, folks.
We were on between the posts. I said on between the posts. I don't think I
15 rounds, no points to the nearest knockout. Yeah.
No, I love Vince, but that was just dumb.
Well, there's bold and there's audacious, and then there's...
Well, having been involved at Payneham for nearly 20 years and how hard we fought and scrapped to get that one in our...
Yeah, I remember you were next to me when it happened too.
Yeah, I was. That was probably the safest place for me.
Yes.
Some level of calm. Port District won in the last...
Yeah.
You just, the Goodwood Saints thing was amazing.
Yeah, well, they always... I mean, Teacher Gallia did the year before. That was their first at Div 1 level.
Yep.
And what's it going to be this year? I mean, we've got 4 teams in contention. And Port District have had a rough fortnight, but they've only... they've got, after this 5 games left, and they could easily go 4-1. They've only got Glenunga, who would be, where they'd be the underdog. Everybody else, they'd be favourites. And 4-1 gives them a decent shot at top 3.
Taking that ground. A bit of might have been a Joe Root and the Slips type claim there. No, so we've just shifted away from calling the play, but it's Glenunga and Shocker, the 2 that haven't got it yet, and they'll be doing everything in their powers to make sure they can. Jolly, quick hands, releases, well done. Tackling pressure's still there. That's Gaffney. I tell you what, Phil, you probably won't like it. I still think he can sneak a vote today. He's that good. Yeah. He really is that good. But it is all PAC at the moment, and they will probably dominate the vote, you suggest. Mackenzie Sleem perhaps goes quickly back to Zach Rose, who certainly tried in his call up. Oh, just misjudging as Benny Gould, but he's quick. Oh, he's real quick. He's done this a couple of times, tapped it forward. Now he's got nothing but grass in front of him. Player shuts him down, and he kicks it probably to the advantage of the PAC player, although it's stolen over the back. And the umpire has given it. Jaden Davis, who is off camera, is just beside himself in disappointment on the umpire's decision. Can we get a replay of that? Am I allowed to call for replays? I know I'm not Brian Taylor, but boy, oh boy, wow, we. Any danger? No, I'm just giving it on. Jaden Davis, he's got a camera. Shut up and call the play.
Well, you went too late. You missed your DRS callback.
Yeah.
You've got,
Get it off
be a little TJ's replay clock here.
Kenny Carpenter goes bang.
Dear.
Sorry, Phil, but he goes
okay.
bang. He kicks his first. He breathes just a little bit of life into this one because 4 goals, 3 it is now. 3 goals, 3. You never know. You never know.
You never know. They get the next one. Well, I've said a couple of times. I remember we were here against Glenunga and the game was all set and it was all bottled up and nothing was happening and we almost went to sleep and then bang, Glenunga kicked a couple of goals late. We all got on the edge of our seats and then Port District put it away on the siren.
I'll say this. If Port District can get it, I'll eat that tub of sauce right there in front of everyone on camera.
Okay.
And I'm not meant to eat tomato-based products, so could kill me.
Okay.
All for the show, Phil.
All for the show.
Yeah, and goal to Port District. So we'll just throw Jolly, Trengove and Bradley back in the middle. That should curtail any sort of issue we're going to have. 1 down. And here's Trengove. Quick forward play. Well done, Ollie Clark. There's Bradley. It's like you could just put a tape recorder in, couldn't you? And they find Schultz, and he's done some good things, especially in this last quarter. He'll go back, he'll take his full 30 seconds. He'll kick from 40 to 45, and he's a big chance to put this one away officially.
Another one from Kybee.
Kybee Bowlight. Yeah. Home of Lockie Neal, home of Tom Jennings, home of not much else.
Yeah, that's it. Pretty much all the population's left to go and play football.
What do you like doing at Kybee? I can't actually say what he said. Fishing, hunting.
Fishing at Kybee?
Yeah, they've got the river just over.
Oh, there's a river, okay. Back to the footy from 45 metres out. Well, 2 weeks ago they kicked, what was it, TJ? 3 goals, 12 or something?
2 goals, 15.
2 goals, 15. They've been much, much better today on their next road trip.
All right, time for me to start looking at some
Back
votes.
to the footy from 45 metres out. Call some footy.
Your player
2 weeks ago they played a day. That's 3 goals, 12.
2 goals, 15.
2 goals, 15.
Somebody do something.
Yeah, hurry up. We got 10 minutes. I mean, there really hasn't been something. We always look for the spectacular on the play of the day. Let's wait and see. Let just hold fire on that. Going to be Neil. Another clearance through Wild. I reckon Wildman's goal, grab a goal in the pocket, might be my nomination for the moment because that was speed, attack on the ball, and poised to dribble it through a couple of players. So Campbell Wildman at the moment, TJ, barring something spectacular happening.
I can't remember it, I'm not going to lie. Which end was it?
The other, NT or right. Kick came to the top of the square. Wildman attacked hard from the side, got the ball, got a bit of space and turned and dribbled it through.
Carpenter long. It's just opened up a bit as well now. I haven't seen a lot of this today. It's been able to get the ball moving. Batty, ground level, will be tackled, to be taken to ground, Willie. The man they call Batman.
You said 10 goals would win at the moment. You're looking pretty right.
Just call the declaration. 12-minute mark, final quarter. Votes are tougher than I thought. I probably don't need to worry too much about the 3 votes. I just need to worry about best on ground.
Yeah, well, that
player of the day
comes with the 3 votes, doesn't it?
Best team player and Archie's thongs. All right, the best team player and Archie's thongs aren't normally too hard to work out. I'll get on to that.
You got to make a call on the best. Umpire will throw it up. There's a backup ruckman in there, and it ends up with Larson. A bit of aerial ping pong. Hard tackle from Districts. Will be another ball up. So it looks like last time we checked that there'll be wins to Glenunga and Sacred Heart. That means there'll be a bit of a gap between the top 3 and Port District. But so Port District start to have an easier run from here. They go down to Brighton next week. Although from memory, Brighton pushed them to a point when they played up here first time round. Other games next week, Prince Alfred. Well, they got Sacred Heart. That's going to be our stream game. That'll be fantastic to watch. The teams that have both beaten Port District, assuming Princes do it here in the last 2 weeks.
Who were the 2 Kybee Bowlight boys?
The Kybee boys.
Was it
Campbell Wildman and Lucas Schultz?
Was there one more as well?
I reckon there might have been. Oh, yeah, Oscar Clark. There's 3.
Wouldn't that make Oliver Clark from Kybe as well?
No, because they're not brothers.
Oh.
One's a Clark with a K.
No wonder you looked so strange to me. Which one's your favourite Clark?
Yeah.
Fair enough. As they go quickly here, ground level, here's Davis. Unselfishly goes out the back. They link up. Is it Slee? Either way, it's a forward handball to Trengrove on the left. Oh, he's just hit the post. Oh, it was nice. It was actually Wicks that was the provider. Nice football there.
Yeah. No, Oscar Clark has no E and Ollie Clark has an E. Just, I hope, for the record. Oscar Clark from the country debuted last year. Ollie Clark has debuted in 2014, league in 2017, and has played a few games with the Adelaide Crows Sandful side. Okay, so it's Port District now with Smush. Thankfully facing the right way with the ball this time. Sting's gone out of this one to a little point. Cooper Gaffney. We see Golden Grove warming up behind the northern goals. Districts now will try and move it. It's a long kick for Gray. Wildman's getting back. He doesn't stop Gray touching the ball. In fact, he gives away a free to Sam Gray. They want to push and shove and chat about it. Gray really needs to get on with the play, though, which he does now to dine off. What do we hit? 15 minutes, so we're going early here. Cooper Gaffney in almost the middle of Lugs reserve. Spills to the back of the pack. Batty's picked it up. He's brought to ground. He really took a while to get rid of it, but get rid of it he did. To Carroll, who's tackled, and that's holding the ball. Jack Trengrove has himself a free kick.
I tell you, I'm actually battling here between Pitt, Trengrove, Neil. Yeah, you know what? I might give Neil a big pair of thongs. Okay. It's tough.
Okay, did you bring the large ones today?
Actually, I think I've got a fairly decent sized pair, but
okay.
It's a good point.
I was about to say, don't give him the extra smalls. That won't go down too well. Andrew Bradley has it. Defensive end centre wing. He's got a target. Was that in play? Yeah, it was Mitch Larson, who shows in no hurry whatsoever. Get on with this game. Why would you? You're up by 28 points. And your thing is to get the blood circulating a bit. It's probably a bit cold out there now. As the sun starts to make its descent for another day in overcast conditions. Thankfully, the rain seems to dissipate for the moment. Trengrove's got it. Standing start kick around the body. Oh, let's have a Red Men raffle. Who won? Who picked first prize? You win a footy with a shot. It's top of the goal square.
Is it Brazel?
I reckon you're right. This could be for 3. Thank you, TJ. Love you too. Top of the square.
Let me ask you this, Phil. Who's best on ground? Is it Pitt? Is it Trengrove?
Is it between those two?
I think it is. Bradley would be in there. McNamara.
Craig Pitt doesn't get much recognition.
Yeah,
you know? I mean, am I anti-Trengrove? No, he's great to call. But you're always, as Brazel does get his third.
Yes.
You always feel like we recognise so much. It'd be nice to recognise something else. And Craig Pitt doesn't get much recognition. I mean, am I anti-Trengrove? No, he's great to call. Now we're getting some third-party verification. Off camera, there's a gentleman in front of us who's just helping TJ out with his votes.
And his son is not.
He's just checking. Good verification.
It's actually
Did you ask for a driver's licence?
While they're looking at us, we don't have stats. All we've got is each other on the ground.
We've got what's between our ears.
And we're trying to watch everything. So
yeah, that's a worry. Okay, 18 minutes gone. This has got out of hand on and off the field. 34 points is the margin in favour of Prince Alfred Old Collegians. It was a bit narrower earlier in the game. 9 points at quarter time, 5 at the half, 16 at lemon time. A clearance will go the way of Sam McKay towards the forward 50 arc. Picking it up and losing it, I think, was Dianoff. It heads towards the far pocket. Shepherd leading in the race for this ball.
Player of the day.
Passanidi. Player of the day is still Wildman's goal. I haven't seen anything else to shake that. It was just good attack and with a little bit of poise to slot it.
All right.
On a day that I must say has been bereft of highlights. I guess it's that kind of weather, maybe. Kick for Port District to the top of the square. Nicely conceded. Port District go to 6-7. That's 43. Prince Alfred 11-10. that's 76, which makes the margin 33 points. Time on about a minute away. Thanks to our sponsors, the Banner Crew, 9 News, Buddy Bet, also Sportal with the scoreboard. We've got Roll the Dice Racing with the Player of the Year votes TJ's working through at the moment. We've also got programs to fit, Archie Sandals. We've also got Dartfish Sports Interactive and the Moseley Bar and Kitchen, and I probably missed a couple along the way there. Macaulay passes off. Nicely done by Curran. Wouldn't want to turn over at this part of the field. Not far off from time on. Princes look well and truly home. Port District have kicked 6 goals for the game. Would need 6 goals from here to win it. They'll win the one-on-one contest occasionally, as they've done there. This is good. He'll send it long, but only as far as what's been a pretty solid D in this case. There's your man, Craig Pitt, taking a key mark in defence. They'll move it around. Wildman has a runner. I reckon this is Oscar Clark. He'll kick towards the scoreboard, gives Zach Rose something to chase. Sits for him eventually. He's got a little bit of time to wheel around, spot up and finds Dienhoff. He'll go further around looking for Gould. Gould's got Prince's players descending in Ollie Clark and Wicks. There's a white bag there, TJ. So we sort out our prizes. Shepherd, hand pass to Carpenty. Centres the ball. This has been nice movement to Adam Carroll, who came in for Harry Dwyer, and he's found a target on the other side. Shot for goal, possibly. I've just lost him. He's behind a player at the moment. The kick, that was Tom Gray with the shot, has hit the behind post, not on the full, will be a thrown right by the Port goals. 21.5 gone. Prince Alfred will stay atop the ladder. It's likely that Glenunga and Sacred Heart will follow. And a gap to Port District. After that, there's a bit of a gap. Tea Tree Gully were trailing last time we looked. So we'll give you some final scores when this one is over. As Bradley to Trengove. Intercepted. Cooper Gaffney, who's certainly raked up the touches today. That was not one of his best. Taken by, I think that was Wicks. They'll work it forward. Ooh. And this one's coming back to Port District, I think. It does. 22.5 gone. As mentioned, Port District off to Brighton next week. Prince Alfred home will be there to watch them play Sacred Heart Old Collegians. Win that, and then it's probably going to, if Princes can win that, you'd probably say it's their battle with Glenunga later in the season that might just decide the minor premiership. All set to go, TJ? Just give me that beanie for a sec.
We've got 4 awards thanks to all our great sponsors. I've plugged up in the earpiece too, so I'm going to hear what you're saying about me, mate.
Oh, fantastic.
Be careful. It's all right.
We've got to try something new and different, are we?
Yeah.
Always good to do the test for the first time live. So Princes are at their forward 50. Pritchard sends it forward. Trengove couldn't quite dive on it. Now he does. Still showing great desperation despite the fact this game's been won for a fair while now. In fact, someone's won a free kick out of all of that. I think it's going to be to Gorells. It is. Right on that forward 50. This quarter, Port District have kicked 1 goal, 2. Prince Alfred have kicked 4 goals, 2, which is the most of any team of any quarter today.
Interesting as well for us. Wildman just gets the ball, goes to the pocket, and doesn't quite find Brazel. Will probably go out of play, will it? Tackled on top. Umpire says in the back, free kick. You have to say the leaders of PAC have stood up, and our awards are going to reflect that without giving too much away. The captain's in there, the coach.
The usual suspects, no.
Oh, what was that?
It was a buzz. You're creating a buzz, TJ.
I certainly am. Yeah, so, and then obviously the big name player, Trengrove, I think he'd be in the votes as well. Not going to give him his 15th beanie for the sake of it, but as it's a shot from the pocket and it's just gone across the face for a minor
just live,
score.
Are you doing the interviews and taking the photos, or have you got someone taking the photos?
Good call.
Okay.
I'll do it all.
Okay. As you always do, TJ.
You can't bottle this, mate. It just
Almost.
happens.
Oh, that's a beautiful play by Perks to
Where's my mic?
cause disruption to the kick in. In fact, it's caused a little bit of commotion.
Gaffney's been put down and they're not
I'm
real
not
happy,
sure
are
that
they?
there was much, unless that was after the play. I thought Perks going for the kick in was quite reasonable.
Umpire's pulling the card out. He's going to get a bit of disco fever. Start pulling there. Oh, he's dropped like a bad habit.
Oh, is that a... Hang on, let's see what the colour is. It's yellow, okay.
As we're just about to head down South Road, I think, and see a few yellows. Yellow for you, that's Sam Gray.
That's third Port District.
Yellow for you.
That's 5. Oh.
And he's not leaving without giving a little bit more
Remember
advice.
I talked about the escort before?
Yeah. Yellow for you. Now, if I'm not mistaken, has he just given out 4 yellows?
No, I think he's just ensuring everybody's seen, I hope. Surely not.
There's a yellow for him, so that's 2 yellows. Sam Gray is not breaking any records getting off the ground.
No,
here,
he's not.
Which means they can't. Well, the clock stopped, mate. There's no point in me leaving. I'm getting told to get out the box. I'll get out the box when I'm damn ready, producer.
Josh Garrels is the infringer.
Sam Gray's still just walking. He's finding it quite amusing. Oh! He's just given some. He's just signalled he's kicked 1 goal.
No, Sam, that was last week.
He's coming over. It's going to continue. It's not.
Yeah, that's not. I don't think
Ideal.
really. As I said, I don't think it's a bad idea to have an umpire actually just ensure they find their way off the ground properly.
Well, we've got match officials and.
Yeah, well, someone.
All right, I've got a lot of stuff to get
You have,
organised and
mate.
ready. So.
Thank you for your comment. Well, come back in when you're done if you can.
Yeah, I will. I've tried to stick this in my ear. I'm rattled. I'm rattled.
Put an earpiece in through the headset. Good on you, mate.
Hey, in case I don't get back, it's been real. Thanks. What a good game of footy.
Real.
It's been a good game of footy and always a pleasure to call with you. I'm sure we'll get back, Phil. I'm going to chase people down there and get photos.
I can. What's the word? I can cover.
Yeah.
And I can.
Pad.
That's the word.
Pad the stats. All right. Good luck to everyone. Go the power. And here come the C7s of Golden Grove.
All right. The kick forward by Prince Alfred will be a free kick to Port District. We'll sit with Smush. Where are we gone now? 27 minutes. That siren, even though we were delayed a little bit for all the red cards. Okay. If not, I'll wave to you. Okay, by the scoreboard that had 6 at one point, now just 3 have made it to the end. 11-11, 77 it shows. That's Prince Alfred, the Sportal scoreboard. Port District 6-7-43. 34 points the margin. It's been pretty much as high, game high. Smush. Now they're off. Here come Port District. And just as they head inside forward 50, the siren will go. And that'll be all she wrote in this one. You can see the final score there, awaiting the final confirmation from the goal umpires, which we'll get in a sec. But it is 6-7 to 11. And I haven't jotted down the last. Okay, so the goal scorers. 6-7. Okay, got the correct scores up. Goal scorers. Ollie Clark, 3 for Prince Alfred Old Collegians. Tyson Brazel, 3. Or singles then to Campbell Wildman, Jaden Davis, Josh Perks, Lucas Schultz, Jack Trengo. For Port District, there 5 goals. The first 3 were to James Batty. After that, Daniel Passanidi and Kenneth Carpeny kicked the other 2. As the C7s of both Golden Grove and Port District, take the field. We've got TJ mic'd up, which is wonderful to hear. Let's have a quick look around what's happening in the rest of the Adelaide Footy League. So we go firstly to St Peter's, to Caterer Oval, which is got a game which is at full time. And it was victory to Glenunga, 12-13-85. St. Peter's are 3-3-21. So Prince Alfred win. Glenunga stay half a game back. That was Glenunga by 64 points. Moving around Adelaide by the speed of computer. Go to Brighton, or Summerton Park to be more accurate. Maybe not, I've just lost my YouTube. Ah dear. Adelaide Footy League, it was Brighton versus Broadview. That was one of the big ones to have a look at today, for sure and certain. Someone's going to finish 5th. I'm just not sure if anybody actually wants to. We'll find out what happened between Goodwood and Tea Tree Gully shortly. Looks like TJ's decided to give a prize to everybody as we look at some of the full match highlights. Coming up on your screen at the moment. Alright, we go to Summerton Park, where the game there is still going. It is 22 minutes into the final quarter. Shock are leading Old Ignatians by 42 points. So Sacred Heart will maintain their 3rd position and will drop a game back. Port District will drop a game back. Okay, Tommy Javor, just look at me and wave when you're ready. Can tell you that we are towards the end of the game between, they're still going at Tea Tree Gully. Let's go to Tommy Javor.
His producer, I am going deaf. Lockie, captain of the team, mate, must be a great team to lead.
Oh, it's just a real privilege, and there's so many leaders in this team, blokes with SANFL, AFL experience, so yeah, it's just a real blessing, and I'm happy to be able to do it.
Congratulations, mate. Hang around for a photo if you can, just to the side. I'm going to get the other boys back. I'm going to throw back to Phil in the commentary position just for a couple of secs. Thanks, Phil. Pretty tricky to do this. I don't have enough hands.
We had Broadview ahead of Brighton by 11, and then looks like we lost the stream, so no final score from there, but it was Broadview ahead of Brighton. So we've also got TJ happening at the same time. Okay, let's go back to Tommy.
Come on, am I? Oh, fantastic. I'm taking this out because I'm going deaf. All right, first up we've got the Moseley Bar and Kitchen best team player of the day, the ruckman, Geordie Neal. You're unbelievable today.
Oh, mate, I'm pretty lucky to have the midfield I do. I reckon they make me look good, but happy to be part of it, mate.
How many effective taps do you reckon today, 20?
Oh, I wasn't counting, but like I said, I just got to put in the right spot and the boys do the rest, so...
Fantastic. Who's your favourite, mate? We do it all the time. Jolly, Trengrove, McNamara, Bradley, they're all there. Who's your favourite?
Look, I don't have favourites, but today it's pretty hard to go past Andrew Bradley. He tough as anything. Put it anywhere near him and he'll bob up and get it. So
he was fantastic, but I didn't give him best, so you can go now, mate. Beautiful. Actually, just hang around. All right, next up we've got our player of the day, awarded by the great man Phil Herden. The goal. Talk us through the goal, please. Cam Wildman.
Just got pretty lucky. Fell in my lap. Shanked it, went in.
You haven't really talked it up, you've talked it down. Bit of a congratulations on the Neomorph's mouthguard, by the way. Can't go wrong with that. You're having a real rich run of form. Best on ground, I reckon, last week, and then the mouthguard this week, so the form's coming together nicely.
Yeah, just been getting out training, which helps. So, yeah, playing well.
Is Mazzini being overseas helping?
No, not quite.
Fair enough. Thanks very much, mate. Congratulations. And last but certainly not least, the coach. You got him, mate. You got him. 5th time lucky. Craig Pitt. Unbelievable game by you today.
Yeah, it was a good game. I mean, it was pretty tough early, especially around the contest. It was really physical, I think, and it's always a bit of a finals-like game when we play these guys, especially after our history, and we've lost 4 times in a row to them. now, a couple of close ones last year in the granny and then the first time around this time. So it was finally nice to get one over him, and to do it at Port Districts is probably a little bit more special as well.
I'm always nervous because I have to give the votes for your games. When I watch your game, Braddles is in there, Joel's. I thought Trengrove today was unbelievable. But finally, mate, I've decided that you were the one. I thought all around the ground today you really contributed. How did you feel you went?
I think you're being very generous to me, actually. I'm getting older and slower every week as it gets near the end of the year, so I think I was probably just lucky to be in the right spot every now and then, and the boys that were around the contest probably did all the hard work, and I probably got to look a little bit better than I was on the outside, so very generous of you today.
Last question, mate, so I know you want to get in with the team. Huge one next week. I think you've got Shock, is that correct? Yeah.
So Shocks next week. Obviously we played them first time round. I think we only just won by a goal or just more than a goal. So it's going to be a great game on our home oval, and it'll probably suit both teams with their ball movement style. So I think it'll be a really good game to go watch, and hopefully we can get the same result as today.
Fantastic. Thanks for giving you your time and allowing us to talk to the players. All the best next week. I'll throw back to Phil in the commentary position.
Thank you, TJ. Whilst he goes and finds some photos as we see some highlights, as we just need to turn that mic off somehow. Okay, so some scores around the other grounds. Okay. Okay, we've got Broadview defeated Brighton by 16 points. We had Goodwood ahead of Tea Tree Gully. Yeah, and you're on air, TJ. You don't know it. As I said, mate, the mic's always on. Just going to quickly check Goodwood and Tea Tree Gully. Apologies for the confusion. Just going to get a final score here because it is over, and can tell you that 16-point win to Goodwood. So that shakes everything up for the battle for 5th spot. So let me run through it for you. Port Districts won here. Prince Alfred won here. Great, that's a good start. Port Districts beat Broadview. Goodwood beat Tea Tree Gully. Winners to Glenunga over St Peter's. Glenunga over St Peter's, and Sacred Heart over Old Ignatians. Where does that leave the ladder? Well, it leaves Prince Alfred still on top. 11 wins, a loss and a draw on 23 premiership points. Glenunga are half a game back. They are on 22. Sacred Heart a further game back, 10-3 on 20. That's the top three. Port District are 9-4. That's 18 premiership points. Then it drops way back. It drops 4 games back, or 3 games back, to Tea Tree Gully at 6 and 7. Then you've got Brighton and Broadview both at 5 and 8. And Goodwood Saints are just half a game back. So 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th are a game and a half apart. Then it drops 2.5 wins back to St Peter's Old Collegians. Their season is all but done. Old Ignatians at 1 and 12 are pretty much done. Tommy Javor, your work rate at this time is always sensational. You've managed to make it back. Well done. Any final thoughts on this encounter as we wrap it up?
Oh, a lot easier be giving of your time when you're winning, but each week we've got to be honest, I actually enjoy the bit where I go out there, they stand around, and no matter who you give the awards to, they all cheer. So
I think they're all pretty happy that you gave it to Pity. I mean, yeah. One of the points I was going to make is that he plays very well, but he never is in the best players because he's part of awarding him. So for someone else to recognise the effort he put in, I think it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, he made mention of Bradley as well and Trengrove, and I think they probably top
there
3.
Would be probably 3 or 4 that were unlucky not to get mentioned.
No, it was a good time. On the game itself, a good game. PAC did what they said they were going to do. They came out and they started each quarter well. All 4 quarters they started well. Were a real conscientious effort on that, and made Port battle from behind. And when you're battling from behind against such a good quality team, it's tough. Next week's game, PAC versus Shock, just as big. There's no easy ones at the moment.
There's not, with the finals on the horizon. Other games, Old Ignatians, St Peter's.
Do you want a tip? Let me give you a tip now. I don't want to ruin the Div 1 wrap. Old Ignatians, St Peter's.
Brighton and Port District.
Port District.
To recover from a 2-game losing streak. Glenunga and Goody Saints.
Glenunga.
At Glenunga. Okay, Tea Tree Gully, Broadview.
And that's at Pertaringa because I did the return fixture. Tea Tree Gully. Did Tea Tree Gully end up getting up?
No.
Wow.
Redwood Saints won, which is really... I don't know who wants 5th spot, but someone's going to get it, whether they want it or not. So sponsors, Banner Crew, 9 News, Buddy Bet, Sport or Roller Dice Racing, Archie Sandals Programs to Fit, Dartfish Sports Interactive, the Moseley Bar and Kitchen. We thank you, one. We thank you all for your great support. Of course, between the posts during the week, your great Div 1 wrap. Plenty of stats and plenty of other things as well. The weekly wrap with myself with all the A-grade men's results. All the women's results will be up on Facebook tomorrow afternoon. It's time, TJ, for your final thoughts.
We've talked a fair bit about the game. I hate harping back on it and doing the I told you so, but from December last year, it was PAC Glenunga. That's how it looked to me. Nothing changes at this stage except Port District and Shot can obviously beat anyone on their day. The only other thought I want to say is we're nothing without the people behind us, Phil. And I'm not talking about my great mother. Obviously, I have an apology for Monday night. She's her 75th on Monday. So I wish her a very happy birthday. She'll watch this 15 seconds of the broadcast, so I love you. Thank you for getting me to this point. You're good at stuff and patient of me.
And that is quite an art, as I'm appreciating. Thanks, TJ. Also, thanks to Hugo, our erstwhile producer, James and Liam giving you all the great pictures, our boss, John Douglas, and the entire Filming Footy family. Today, at Largs Reserve, it was Prince Alfred C's by 64 points, the Prince Alfred B's by 37 points, and the Prince Alfred Old Collegians A's by 34 points. Next week, we're off to Park 9 for Prince Alfred and Sacred Heart. Phil Hurden saying thanks for watching. You have been watching the Adelaide Footy League thanks to Filming Footy.
Teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable, so basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.